Well, I'll be honest, death, mayhem, and destruction might be a thing that's going to be happening. I'm just gonna say this: don't roll like shit tonight.
Well, that's up to computer, dude.
Anything
I
that's
know
not
that is up to the computer, but I'm just gonna say don't roll like shit.
anything that's not will save, I'm fine.
It's not will save for this one.
Okay, cool.
Everybody stand up on the wagon, start playing your instruments, and say it's a pleasure to have served with you just now.
Yeah.
Well, this
I'll,
is going to be an interesting day.
it's going to be an interesting game. Yes. Um, I've never actually used this monster before,
Oh.
so
Oh
this will
dear
be its first
God.
appearance in this campaign.
Yeah.
Mainly because it is not a pushover.
Oh,
So
you got the battle roll,
congratulations,
don't
y'all
you?
are gonna start tonight's session with a boss fight.
Huzzah!
All
You can
right.
thank
I
the
need a.
kitty cat.
We can thank Underwear Man.
Thanks,
Bitch.
Underwear Man.
All right. Time to pull up boss music. This is not boss music, but I always applaud this song. All right. I'm ready. Damn it. Advertise. There we go.
All right. Oh, that does bring to mind a question. It had been brought up a long time ago, and I don't remember what we decided back then, other than not at the time. Do y'all want like a music bot in here for us to run, so that we could put up like boss music or incidental music or stuff like that? The one requirement I'll have is it has to be like non-vocals for the most part.
Something like that will be fine. I mean, I'm fine with it.
It needs to be Final Fantasy boss fight music.
Then
Yeah.
we'll look. Then that is something we'll probably look into later on, unless it's something I can drop in quickly during the game. But we'll see.
Something I like to do is just open up YouTube, put it play the music, and just put in a little volume so I can still hear everything.
Well, it's one of those I can put the one of the bots into Discord and just have it play in the background.
Martha.
Stewart.
No,
Snoop Dogg.
maybe, probably not.
You leave my rattlesnake skin alone, or I'll skin you alive, and I'll add you to the collection.
Cat, you've been warned.
So have any of you guys watched the new Spider-Man movie yet? Into the Spider-Verse?
No.
Oh, I
Oh,
want
yeah,
y'all
that's
to
a
hold
thing.
off on that because literally we've already started.
Have we
And
started recording?
yes, and I do need initiative checks from all of y'all as well as spot checks.
Ah.
When the hell did this happen?
I already
Right
pushed
now.
a button, I
And he
just
didn't
didn't
tell
tell
us?
you.
You didn't tell us we were being recorded. I feel violated. This is a party state.
I demand compensation.
I demand compensation for the lack of cot ticklers and cunt lickers.
Too
You said
bad.
Spot, yes.
You're
You
supposed
said
to provide
spot,
those for yourself.
He said spot, right, Adam?
Yes, I
No, he
did.
said it. I heard him. I heard him say initiative.
Oh, my good's here.
Oh, I need initiative as well.
Damn it! You're killing me, Adam.
Nope. You're not
so
Smalls.
needy today.
You're very needy today, Adam. And
Partially
on my-
because
on
I'm
my
in
empty
pain at the
stomach,
moment.
This is not okay.
Tell Kazu to stop trying to chew on you then.
Yeah, that's about what's gonna happen.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm opening up my bottle of vodka right now.
Oh dear God.
What did you do?
I tried to break my ankle earlier.
Adam.
It only
How did
went
that happen?
from flat horizontal like it's supposed to be to 90 degrees in an instant.
I've done
What
it
are you
too. It
doing?
hurts.
Killing me, Adam.
Yeah.
No, he's killing himself.
Apparently. Killing me softly with this song.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Killing
Killing us.
me
Sorry.
softly.
Killing us.
Alright,
I'm
so
so
spot checks. Oh, goody, y'all do see things.
I don't. I'm sure. I
Michael,
don't.
that 28 for Naya, is that Naya's initiative?
Yes.
Killing. We've rested since last session, right?
No.
No.
It was 7 o'clock in the morning. We'd already done attacks and spells. So there has been no rest, no recovery.
There has been zero rest and recovery.
Or healing
Okay.
or spell recovery.
All right. So I'm on a GIMP spell list. We're gonna have to handle this the wrong way.
You only
A
cast
gimp
like 2
spell list?
spells.
Oh, you mean oh right, shake, kill it.
You mean Sheena attack?
Pretty much.
No. I meant what I said.
Good Sheena.
Wait, are we talking about Shig, who during raids can't see figures on floor and dies to traps?
And dies to stupid shit.
Yes, we were
Okay.
doing this the wrong way.
Got it.
Yeah.
And yet my characters, all my characters lately have.
Oh, your
survived.
D&D characters, it seems, live longer than your WoW characters. Not disagreeing with that.
We have res spells. He's just lucky we have a healer that can resurrect.
Yeah,
Except there's one issue with that, remember?
Resurrecting is considered a high level magic.
She,
I'm not talking
she
about
also
this
doesn't
game, I'm
have that at
talking
the
about on
moment.
WoW.
Give me a level and I can do that.
I was talking on WoW.
Oh, on WoW? Yeah. I was going to say, here? No. Sorry, you're not that lucky.
I only need 1 level and I can do that for free.
Killing me, Small.
Or die again.
Maybe. Just wait and see.
Well, Eden, I'm excited to get you ready. Arabella, it
Giggity,
might
go,
be
go,
nice to
go.
working with you.
Okay, I added the rhythm bot, so
We can play with him later.
Yes, we can.
I was going to say, if one of y'all wants to pull
Aye.
up some instrumental stuff... Actually,
I literally just posted an entire playlist that's an hour long.
Just an hour.
I'm telling you, we just need to play a Final Fantasy playlist. It'll be perfect. There's.
Where
I'm
did you
sure there's
post
like
it?
a
1
3-hour
hour of
Final
epic boss
Fantasy
music?
playlist.
General.
Okay, then I need to uncollapse that. Take this. Copy. There we go. I have the bot turned down low, so you can still hear
Coming in
it.
pretty loud.
Well,
Also
you have to adjust it for you personally.
1%.
I was gonna say he will
13.
go right to the bottom of the list.
I think I've got him at like 9.
I've got him at 4.
But yeah, so y'all, for those of you who can see outside towards the northeast, you see a familiar feline hauling ass.
Um,
Our kitty's back.
Let's see. Me and Rumple are in the back of the wagon, if I recall.
Yeah, we can
Yes.
still see out.
So
Uh,
the door's closed. and
everyone-
The door in the back
we-
was closed. The door in the
we have
front,
a
I think, was open
little-
because y'all were conversing.
We were talking out the front of the wagon.
Yeah.
we
'Cause
have
I
a
had, like,
little
reached
bit
up to,
of an
like-
issue.
What?
There is a giant cat running our way.
Oh, goody, our friend is back.
Um,
Hey, you
although,
stupid soft snack whore, let's kill it this time.
I mean, the one thing you'll note, it's running flat out. Now stop and think of those of you. When does a cat run completely all out?
That's not good.
There's usually either two reasons for that. They're terrified and running like hell, or we gonna die.
Or a combination of both, in this case. As you see it, literally hauling ass. It gets within 500 feet of you, and then poofs, reappears on the other side of you and keeps running.
Oh.
Guys, we might have a little bit of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cat just teleported beyond us and just kept barreling away.
Well, sounds like it's no issue to us then. He ran away.
Which
He knew,
way?
he knew that Rumple's fad magic was here.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
he
do a
couldn't handle it
I'm
again.
gonna have Sheena do a survival check to see if she can understand why it ran away. I actually have
You
an animal
don't
with me, but-
really have to.
Oh.
As barrel coming running up behind it, you see a creature you're not familiar with.
Guys,
I will
what is
give you
that?
a brief description. Actually, let me see if I can actually get you a picture of this monstrosity.
Any actions allowed before the mauling?
Um, After I describe said creature, it will probably be initiative. So unless you're
We
reacting
already
to the
rolled
cat,
initiative.
yes. So unless you're reacting solely to the cat, then no.
I was heard cat coming at us. Next cat's on the other side. Ryan, it's like which side? No answer. Stand up, go to back door, open it up, and put head out to look for cat.
Rumple would follow.
Looking at the back, you see the cat a very long ways off. He's probably about 500-600 feet and running away.
That's right, you keep running, my magic, I'll ruin you.
Oh, that's not a good sign.
As
it's
I just
really
posted
not.
in general what you see.
Oh, what creature have you got us fighting?
What the hell is that?
Oh no.
Oh, dear
I'm
God.
sorry for everyone that has
Oh,
equipment.
we're fucked.
We're
You-
fucked.
You guys know what it? Okay, since I'm
I
still
have
kind
no
of
idea what it is, but it looks terrifying.
from,
For me.
it's from a very bad book.
That's
Oh,
exalted.
It's only book number 2.
That's the bad book. That sucker has 3.0 monsters in it, and also has most of the high-level epic-styled monsters and stuff with crazy shit.
The party
Like
will be
that
fine.
thing.
Oh,
Party will be fine.
this is gonna be fucking great. I'm smelling a TPK coming.
I smell high SR coming from
I
you.
smell a TPK. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in one of those.
I
Oh, this
sell
is gonna
French
be-
fries and shakes.
This is gonna be fantastic.
At least
You know when the
until
last
you
time I was
stop
in a
running
TPK
away.
was? Do you know the last time I was in a TPK was
Well-
10 years ago?
Well, if you'd stop running away, maybe you'd be in more.
Talking
Oh!
about
Damn CO! Alright, let me sort the initiative order. See who's first! Naya,
I see the cat.
you see the cat hauling ass away. You're looking at the back. You're looking at the wrong end of the wagon to see the other thing.
No, that's fine. I see the cat, and he's
Yes.
500 feet away.
Ish, yes.
500-ish feet away. Okay.
Oh,
Swift action, Dragon
dear.
Hawk, and full out run at ×4 at 120 feet.
you really want that kitty, don't?
Cat's not getting away.
I will note for Naya, since Naya is now close enough to the cat. You look at the cat. The cat seems to have fresh injuries that y'all didn't do to it. And it looks like it's in bad shape. And it looks like it's running flat out. And you may make me a nature or a survival check. Your choice.
I guess I'll go with the higher of the two. Always a good choice. Which is going to be survival.
Let me see what you get.
Alright, so that's bonuses. Wow. I roll a 1. But it's still high enough to
Wow.
count because it broke 30.
It was exactly 30 somehow.
I got bonuses.
Apparently.
I got you. Oh.
I got mad bonuses. So, from what you can tell, it's running scared. And this is the kind of running scared as if something is chasing it running scared.
Well, if it doesn't give me the answers I want, it's going to have something else to run scared from.
Yeah. So, next up, Jay. You see big hulking thing.
How
About-
far away is this thing?
At this point it's about 500 feet.
Ah, that's far. Except maybe make sure that the wagon gets stopped without throwing everybody off.
All right. Gonna start stopping the wagon.
Yep.
All right. Shayna, any plans? Because you see big thing about 500 feet away. And y'all, it's big enough, y'all rolled enough, and it's making itself very well known. That's why we're up. I'm saying y'all notice it that far away.
Gina just basically taps on the carriage and just says, "Little man, Naya, she doesn't know she's gone. Arabelle, get ready, big fight coming." And now
Yes.
we move to her turn.
Arabella.
Well,
Hmm?
I know Rumple's not going to need it.
Hmm?
Do I always have that auto prepped? Yes, I do. Bull strength. Mass.
Oh. Okay.
You're the closest, Miss CO.
What?
So
You're getting full
everybody
strength.
except Naya. Or how many? Are you affecting everybody in the party?
Be line of sight, so it's not going to hit Rumple because the front
Mhm.
door's closed.
No, the front door was open.
Front door's open.
Yeah.
In between
It'll
them?
hit.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Been
was
very
established
useful.
earlier. Front door is open. So she can get everybody except Naya.
Oh yeah, I'm way too far.
Yeah.
So everybody is going to get bull strength, so you get +4 to your strength modifier for how long?
If you don't already have a modification
I
from
love
like
Theo's
Ogre's Gloves or
Now,
something.
the catch is,
I love
if
Theo's
you
cackle on
already have a bonus to strength, an enhancement bonus to strength from an item, it does not stack.
Hire the two.
Yes.
It
Now I have to go and
lasts.
look at my gear
Yep.
and see what I have. That
Gotta
one's only
build
on.
or
No, it's only
gloves.
the only item I have is when I activate it.
So you don't have one.
So
It will
Let me
last for
check.
12
Oh,
minutes.
I do have
12
oh,
minutes?
so
Okay, so I'm not going to bother with the counter.
I'm gonna have to put another 2 in there, so it would because it would just
How
be a
long
+4
is
at
it?
that point.
12 minutes. Have fun.
So yeah, I'm not going to bother keeping a counter because it's 12 minutes. If it was 12 rounds, I would.
I don't know if they start running for 10 minutes, it may make a difference.
It
now
might.
I have a question before we get started.
But the horses got boosted as well because she said it affects it all.
Does it also not stack with stuff that I can activate but isn't already permanently active?
If it's an enhancement bonus, specifically. So
Both
if
of
the
that
item
is
says it just gives
morale,
you a
so
+4
it's
strength,
stack.
Yes,
then it
Michael knew
stacks.
where I was going with that one.
That is a 3 times per day +5 morale bonus for your next attack, I believe, or even round. That would stack
On
with it.
strength-based checks, skill checks, melee damage rolls
They would
for
stack.
a round.
It's a
Yes, because
morale
it's a
bonus.
morale bonus.
Now, if you had a bard, the two would affect each other,
Correct.
but not an issue.
No bards in this party.
So you can
No
swift
bards.
action that puppy and go with it.
Have fun, CO.
Theo's
Right.
about to go fucking ham.
Is that it for Arabella?
Let's do damage.
Yes, ma'am. I meant sir.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's a ma'am now.
Its
It is
turn.
ma'am!
It's no longer 500 feet as it runs closer. It's now 300.
It is ma'am! Oh, this thing's fast.
Rumple, you're in the back of the cart. From this distance, you now hear the sound of hoofbeats.
Yeah, Rumple hops out of the cart, stands beside Sheena and goes, "Alright, let's hear this effing thing. I want to go home."
By the
Right now
way,
you became
it is size large.
Yeah, but
And
it's
apparently
not like
motherfucking fast.
it's not like I can hit it with anything that would really cause it some damage from here, I don't think.
not
I
only
don't
that, you're
think...
not.
Cat's turn.
Let's pull up my-
Cat is
Also-
running still.
I could imagine Rumble now suddenly becoming one big buff no.
I am Muscle Gnome!
Oh no, I'm not that. This thing starts to wreck the party. Rumple fucking nopes out of here. Sorry, y'all. Rumple will nope the fuck out on you guys, but
Well, here's the thing. I don't think you can outrun this thing.
no, I will die. I will. No, he'll try to nope the fuck out. I should specify. He will try to nope the fuck out.
Yeah.
He won't have
I
a
don't-
choice.
The only reason the displacer piece is so far ahead of him is actually because of the teleport. As the displacer beast then runs to try to get away from said thing. So it moves 160.
Oh.
What type of knowledge is it, by the way?
For which one?
That.
This thing.
Nature.
Alright.
This is a natural creature, which is why it's so fucked up.
Oh god, yeah.
This is retarded that this is a natural creature.
I feel
Oh.
sorry for those people who have equipment.
Specifically if you're wearing armor.
Fuck you.
It's not me.
Damn
Fuck
it.
you. You have to fuck the glass cannon.
Specifically it's metal armor, followed by metal weapons. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Jesus,
CO.
Adam, go fuck yourself, man.
Hey, this was a random roll, and it was just like, I was reading the details, like, specifically targets things with metal armor. I'm like, oh, fuck. Now, the one
Oh,
thing
I
I will
know.
ask,
Target
I like
number
this
one.
character.
the one thing I
Oh,
will
you're all
ask,
dead.
for Jay, is her metal armor visible? Because I don't remember what you have.
I don't remember anything either.
I thought you had,
It's under my clothing.
okay. So, it will not specifically target you because of metal armor. Now, if you
No,
and maybe
but it
one or
will
two
for
other
my
people are
fucking
wielding metal
weapons.
weapons, it's a toss-up. If you're the only one with metal weapons, then based on the stat block for the creature, it's going to go after you first.
I'm sorry, have you seen the rest of the party?
Rumple has a dagger.
Clothing.
You're not
Oh,
visible.
A dagger
Arabella?
that's gonna make him turn, tuck tail, and run like hell.
That's exactly what the dagger's gonna do. Sorry, nope. Bye, guys.
Yeah, the dagger gives him some nice buffs, but it's Naya's turn. So what's Naya doing?
I ran, so that's times 4. So that was 480 first round. How far is it from me now?
It is now about 180.
So it's within charge range of 240 feet.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna do?
First we'll call out to demand that it stop, and that we need to talk, or else this will lead to violence as I'm swooping in.
I gotta go back and find the cat stats.
As I swoop in, I only have.
I wish I could climb altitude first and then come down on it so I could deal double damage from a dive attack, but I'll take what I can get.
Its response as you get closer is need to leave, right now, need to leave.
See, that's not the response Naya wants.
Because this thing will eat you. Gotta leave, gotta leave, gotta leave, gotta leave.
Yeah,
But,
Seems the cat's more worried about what's behind it and not you.
and that's gonna be a charge. And I'm just gonna do a Joda barrel roll right into that sucker.
Bam!
I don't think Jodo's ever done a barrel roll before.
30 to hit,
Yeah.
no miss chance.
No mischance.
Damn.
Okay.
Non-lethal,
Why?
and 20 damage.
Wait, is this to the cat or is this to the creature?
To the cat.
Well, oh. But
Making
again,
the cat
why?
Well, I can render it unconscious, then come back and help you guys, and then we can deal with Kitty later.
I suppose.
That drops it.
All right. Next round I can make a 90-degree turn and come back. Because he's not going anywhere. Hell, I could lift him and bring him back probably.
We can drop him on the creature. 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's go.
But
No, it's
I
one
will
bird,
leave him
one
there.
cat.
Well, the cat's huge size, so it may be difficult to do so.
Yeah, considering you're large.
He's not going anywhere, so now I can put my focus on, are they still okay? Oh, the creature's not even there yet. Well, stop looking over my shoulder. I'm going to start turning around. Next round. Okay, done.
Jay,
Is the wagon stop?
It does stop, yes.
I'm gonna get off the wagon.
Okay. The thing is roughly 300 feet.
Can I ready action?
Factor in your current distance to it,
I've
plus
got a ways.
200.
Oh man.
So it's 295 from you right now.
Okay. I'm not gonna do anything for now.
Okay? Sheena.
How far?
Good times.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just gonna go here, and just that's all I can do for now until it's in rain.
Okay. Arabella.
Oh boy. This is gonna be a dumb idea.
Did you use a centaur thing?
I did. It's the closest I could find to that picture.
I couldn't figure out if it was a cow or if it was something else.
It's supposed to be a centaur.
Moo, bitches, moo!
Move out the way!
Said move, bitch. Get out my way. Said get out my way, bitch. Get out my way.
I want that cat. Give me that cat.
Ah,
A
screw
kitty
it.
cat.
We'll mess around with that spell later. Oh wait, I don't get that one prepped.
What you got, girl?
Well, roll 20 is glitching out on me, so there's that as well.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
I'm going to wreck that thing.
And like when I'm saying glitching out, it's not like the fun glitching out where like the map is like upside down.
Oh,
No, it's messing around with my spells and character sheet.
that's a no-no.
Well, since I'll never have that one, and it's too far.
Oh yeah, it's a long ways off.
Ready in action.
So,
What action?
Moonbolt.
Alright, what is the range?
Oh wait, it's too far. Never mind. It's fine.
Ooh, you have Moonbolt? That's a great spell.
I know.
It's got 400. What are you talking about? It's got 400 feet on it.
Wait, it has 400 feet on it.
I'm looking at it right now.
Thank you.
Evocation spell, 400 feet plus 40 feet per level.
Lydia?
That
I
spell's
have-
got some range.
I have it prepped twice.
A living creature struck by Moonbolt takes 1d4 of strength damage per 3 caster levels to a maximum of 5d4. If the subject makes a successful fort save, the strength damage is half. An undead creature struck by Moonbolt makes a will save or falls helpless for 1d4 rounds, after which time it is no longer helpless and can stand upright, but takes a -2 penalty on attack rolls, will saving throws for the next minutes.
Girl, you need to be able, you need to read what your spells do. So what you gonna do, Lydia?
I'm going to blast that thing.
Alright. Roll to
SR
hit.
Fort save.
Roll that beautiful roll footage.
Wait, it's roll. Is it roll to
It's
hit?
It's no. Let me pull
It's
it up.
unearnedly toward a living or creature or dead
Yep.
creature within range.
Yep.
It auto hits. It just
it's
requires
fort save for
and
half.
spell resistance.
Fort save for half strength damage.
She can do something useful.
That's probably a fail. It's a
21.
It's a 4th level spell.
That's 14 plus her modifier, whatever her wisdom is.
Oh, that's Eden. It's nice to love you, girl, but not now.
Stop looking at the wrong character sheet.
Well, Eden was clicked on. Apologies.
Stop playing with your pussy.
Meow.
Turn.
What was the plus and everything?
10 plus 4th level spell makes 14 plus your modifier, which would be your wisdom. So what's your wisdom?
It's an 8. It's 18.
So that's a plus 4, so it's an
It failed.
18 on the save.
It has a
So he
21.
makes it.
Yeah.
Save for half.
All right.
So
Strength damage. 1d4 strength damage.
So that's 5d4.
No, it's not. It's
If she's high
D4 for
enough
every
level.
third level.
She's a level. She's a.
Well,
She is 12th level, so
11.
that's
so
4d4.
it'd be
4d4.
4d4.
9 halved is 4. Okay.
4. It helps.
Weakening it makes it better.
It
I was gonna say,
does.
are you sure that it helps?
4
Well,
strength
she gave
plus?
you guys a +4 strength. She took -4 off its strength.
That's an
so
8-point swing.
Yeah. That's
Eight.
going to help. Except you may have just pissed it off.
Oh,
Cool,
sure.
that means it might not be going after me.
that thing
No,
comes
we
through the
hope so.
cart. Those horses are gonna freak.
why I
Yeah,
got
that's
off
high
the
enough to know
fucking
where that came
wagon.
from.
Oof.
Its turn. Boom, 200 feet closer. Where it's at on the map is not where it's at.
Sweet.
Rumple.
Okay.
That thing.
Whoa.
Socia, how much is your damage now?
We're gonna find out.
Plus 2 to hit and damage from your
111.
buff.
It's in range of Firebrand. Rumple can at least cast Firebrand on the fucking thing and sudden maximize that bastard.
Misfire. High level spell. Burn it up.
Burn, motherfucker, burn.
Instantaneous reflex for half. It does have SR. It's a maximum of 10d6 damage.
Oh, that's probably going to fail the reflex. 19?
Pulling up your character sheet.
Like a 6, like a 21 he'd have to make. I
Yeah,
think.
it's 21 for a 5th level spell.
Yeah, so he does fail that one.
Yes! 60
That's-
damage, all to the dome. And then
60
he'll
damage?
take,
Being all
he'll
useful.
take an additional 30 on the next round.
Apparently it doesn't have SR. Question is if it has fire resistance.
Because I sudden maximized that fucker. We'll do that once! We did it. And it'll take an additional 30 damage on its next move.
Alright.
Unless it stops and puts itself out, right?
Unless it stops, or I guess, yeah, it has to stop and put itself out, or it's on my turn. It takes.
Alright.
So yeah, it gets its turn to put itself out, or get out of this square.
It has to do one or the other?
Well, no, it has to put itself out, but if it's still in this square, when the
Putting
turn
it out
starts,
is moot.
Okay, so
Yep.
it has to put itself out and move.
and move.
Okay.
But it's a full round action to stop and put yourself out of fire. So yeah.
Naya, what you gonna do?
Land. Okay, it's not moving. Turn. And fly 120 feet.
Alright.
So coming back. Cat's down. It's not going anywhere. Now time to deal with the current crisis. Make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah. So you were 580 out, 120 back. So you're now 460 out.
Next round, I'll be back at the wagon, if not 20 feet in front of it.
Jay.
Now the tail go for the doomsday.
I don't know what it is yet. It's still really far away, so I guess for now I'm just gonna draw 2 of them and not do anything yet. Cause that'd be taking quite a few penalties, at least 6.
More power to you throwing it that far in the first place.
I can do it. I'll take penalties, but I can do it.
But still, just consider the weight of those suckers and throwing it that far. It's like, dear
And
God, she's got
considering
an arm
they're
on
all
herself.
literally my size.
Yeah. So is that it for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheena.
She knows.
I forgot to roll for the
Let's
monster.
see. I'm gonna delay my turn to after the creature.
Delay till after the creature.
Yes.
Okay. Arabella.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
I prepped this spell twice.
Your Kazu is showing. I'm gonna do it again.
Oh. again.
He did make it again.
6.
That's a much better roll than before.
But the longer they hit him, the less likely he is to attack me because he'll be pissed off at them instead.
That's
That's
unfortunately
my hope.
accurate.
Don't ruin my hope.
That's 10
That's,
off his strength.
Yeah. He's weakening, he's burning, and he's got a person with metal in front of him.
Fuck off, you can't see it.
Okay.
And now,
Oh my god.
Oh, those horses. You're gonna burn.
First up, I need all of you to make a will save except Naya.
oh crap!
Oh, Adam.
I asked you if this was a will save. You asshole.
His major effects are not will save. There's only one effect he does that is will save.
Kind of
Come
like
on,
a
Adam.
dragon.
Tell me I'm good.
I haven't looked at all that yet.
16, 17, 16. 25
Damn.
Run
Count
full.
on the
This is
caster.
safe for...
It's the one thing he's good at. That's why his dagger is potent, but he
So-
can fight it because the dagger requires will saves.
Jay and Rumple succeed. The rest of you
Yes.
fail.
Oh no.
Shaken.
I have to roll for the horses as well.
The horse is gonna fucking feel the fuck out.
Failed.
Piss themselves.
Saw that coming.
So you are now shaken.
But not stir.
You are now afraid of this thing.
Well, that undoes the buff that Arabella gave you.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
you
it's a -2
died.
penalty to everything. If I remember correctly.
Do I still have all of my 4?
Shaken, you take a -2 to attack, save, skill checks, and ability checks.
Oh, so you still get the 2 damage.
Yes. It's anything that's a d20 roll, you take a -2. And since it cannot reach Little Miss Arabella at the moment.
No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Yeah.
You have metal out.
no.
You have metal out.
Look at those 2 shiny things you're holding.
Did he put himself
Yeah.
up?
You
I
did
don't
draw
know.
out the weapons. No, he did not. His intelligence is absolute shit. His anger is through the roof.
Hey, he's got -10 strength, so he shouldn't wreck you too badly. Not to mention that's -5 to hit.
Wait, I have a question.
How does he get a -10 to strength?
Because she hit him
When
twice.
Can I use Quicksilver
nice.
boots?
What is their
Have
effect
to be
state?
on my turn?
Has to be on your turn. It's a swift action.
Yes, if it's swift action, it's your turn.
Interrupt is what you need.
So,
And is it -5 to hit?
that is
-10
a
off strength is -5 to strength and -5 to hit
Oh,
damage.
okay.
that is going to be a hit.
What?
Even with all the penalties, that is a hit.
What?
Oh god.
Well, then again, you don't have the highest AC.
You don't have the highest AC.
Well, I'm thinking like, oh my god, that's. Oh wait, you have like a 20.
It's
so
like,
if
oh
you
my
were-
god,
No,
that
it's only a
sucks. Wait.
17.
Okay, so you're. Yeah, that shouldn't be hard.
So,
Fuck off!
as it
Maybe I
runs
will.
up
Maybe I'll
there
just fly off and leave you there.
and
Save the
claws
roll.
into you, I need a reflex save. As
damn
this
it.
is when you notice its claws are dripping with acid.
Oh, I'm fucked.
This is the save you need to make.
Does
This
it
is the one you
have
need
to
to
be
make.
reflex?
Yes.
Can't it be like fortitude?
It's like an ooze.
No.
You need to make this
Do it.
check. Oh.
Oh no!
I
No.
only have a 7.
Oh.
Er,
That
Why?
equipment just got oozed.
No, I do. I only have a 7.
What's gonna happen to her at
Like
As
in the
it
ooze.
brings those claws down upon you,
I'll go
It
get my other character.
cleaves through your shirt, your armor, dissolving and ripping them both off.
You, god damn it.
It says
Goddamn
dissolves an opponent's armor and clothing.
Like an
it.
ooze.
In one hit?
Yes, making those
Like any
items
weapon.
useless immediately unless you succeed the reflex save.
Wow.
Beast or an ooze.
Do you want to know
Tell
what
it,
that does
you're
to my
gone.
AC, Adam?
It turns it into nothing.
Wow.
It puts me at 10.
You should have
Oh
a dex
my
score,
God.
so you'll keep your dex.
It puts me at 10.
She has to
Have no
have a
dex.
dex score.
Have a dex mod.
Oh my god.
Ow.
So now Jay is fighting naked.
Now Jay has
Jay
a
is
problem.
naked. Yep.
She's topless.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, her front is gone. The back is still there. The front is gone. And you take 5 points of damage.
Like
Oh, wow, it
scissors.
hits for crap.
Well, that's because y'all nerfed its strength into the ground.
Well, that would have been
Oh,
10.
Yeah, that would have been 10. And that was only one attack. It gets more.
Of course, but
Oh,
After charging
God.
fucking 200 yards?
Yeah, it only gets one attack from a charge. It does not have pounce.
Okay.
thank
So
God.
it's
Okay.
my turn then.
Wait, it's my turn. I remember I delayed my action.
Yes.
Delayed till after the creature.
Sheena did delay till right after it. So yes, Sheena, what do?
You guys are cocksuckers.
Time to burn everything again. Blood raid. Raid.
Oh, it
Barrel
does
trap.
burn from the other.
I'm about to fucking.
And are you going to tell
Fireball.
people that they can get stronger?
Yes. But then he tells little man, what Sheena about to do, don't accept it.
I don't plan to.
She just see her suddenly drooling blood and her eyes just turn red and she just starts growling and drooling blood.
It's
and
fantastic.
enraged.
Rumple's grinning because that's fantastic.
Sheena's gone mad. Got to put her down.
Rumple
Yep,
thinks that's
mad
this
dog.
Is why Rumple likes Sheena. Rumple is like, that's my pet. That's my pet right there.
That's a
Careful,
nice
man. There's
pet.
Something to say with that.
That's a nice boulder. I like that boulder.
And now, 2 charges.
-2 to AC, -+2 to hit, which
Which
counteracts the shaken, and it may get an attack of opposite as reach. But it's worth it to wreck it.
I will double check. Because I am checking the errata for it.
I don't think it has much, but it's been a while, and I haven't been looking at the creature since we're fighting it. I just knew it had that nasty acid ability.
It does
Not a
not
good-
have reach, thankfully.
Oh, cool.
Yay!
So I get to do everything.
Piss it off.
Well-
Piss it off because I'm about to hurt it real bad.
What's
Yeah,
wrong?
you had
I
a
have
pair
one more
of
big hit up
you had
my
an extra pair of underwear. Do you have an extra shirt?
Eh.
I have one more big hit up my sleeve, so you better fuck this thing up bad.
I'm going to. I'm working on it.
Oh,
I
you
can
only had
do
like
my
3
trick
attack
one-
spells set for the day?
No. I only have one more sudden anything for the day. I can sudden empower my next spell. That's it.
You got 3. You took that feat twice and the other one once? Nice.
No, I took sudden maximize, sudden empower.
You
Good
used
thing
the
the last
power
one
last
doesn't get
turn for the
hit by-
chain lightning.
No, I did not.
Didn't you? I thought you did use
No.
Empower on the Chain Lightning.
Nope, I make a mark when I do it. There's
Then
no mark on my character
Which one did
sheet.
you use then? Because you did something that increased it.
You did one last game session.
I remember because like I said, I normally make a mark on it.
Yeah,
All I
because
know
you
is
did
used one of your 2 'cause
maximize
you were
this
happy to
one,
do it.
and you did one last week.
So if this is maximized, that's sudden last week then.
Yeah, because you've done 2.
Must have
Alright.
been widened because that's the only the sudden I have.
Chain
Can't
cannot be
widen
widened.
chain.
It
Then I
does
have
not
no
have an
idea.
area.
Okay,
I don't
there you
remember
go.
doing sudden empower last.
Alright, so I'm looking in the wrong book. I need this. What is your hits? 24, 18, 25, 39.
And the 39. Yeah, luckily the 4, the last one, the 7 doesn't count.
So the 18 misses, the rest will hit. So 30, 36, and 28.
I don't need it anyway.
24. Okay, it's still up.
You added the increased strength, right, Shig?
Yep.
Nice.
Holy!
I won't even need it. Fuck it. I'm not even gonna need it. Because on my turn, it's gonna fucking take 30 damage.
Already factored the 30 in.
Oh, okay. So, in that case, I'm gonna change up what I'm gonna do. Because I'm not gonna even need to do that.
That's the end of my turn.
Rumple's scared. Rumple's not happy. This thing got big and hurt Jay. Like, all Rumple sees is metal melting. Rumple goes, "Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. Fuck, this is
Uh-huh.
bad." and he's got the little voice in his back of his head going, "This is gonna kill you. This is gonna kill you. This is gonna kill you. This is gonna kill you." Fuck,
Run,
fuck,
little
fuck,
bitch,
fuck.
run.
Nope. He's not in melee. It can't hit him. But his brain is going, if I don't kill it, it's gonna kill me. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fireball!
Where? I need you to mark use the little freehand draw symbol and mark a specific spot.
Corner. You have to
Freehand
mark a corner.
mark. I don't know where that is.
Top left corner, it's 2 under the little mouse.
Right there.
Got it.
So, you mark the spot. Okay.
There. God damn it.
20 foot.
There goes the carriage.
He's not thinking about the carriage. He's
This
not
is the
thinking
problem
about
when you
that.
have somebody who's highly susceptible to fear effects.
Well, the horses are probably dead. The carriage is damaged, and everybody
So,
else has to make
everybody make a reflex.
reflex. At least
except
you
Naya.
didn't
Reflex
want
is my shittiest stat.
It's only a. for a
Hey,
third
that's not
level
bad.
spell-
That's
for a
what
third
you
level
need the
spell-
first
19.
time.
I'm
Third
pulling
level
now.
spell, you just need a 19.
Arabella fells. Horses are fracked. And wood is flammable, so 50% more to the carriage.
Odds are the carriage is going to catch on fire.
10d6s, please.
Yep.
And that's 22 to Jay and Sheena. Arabella takes 44. The
Oh, and I
horses
have
are
to roll
dead.
for it.
Stop
That
hitting
will probably
me.
fail. That does indeed fail for it. So, down,
Oh god, I killed the horses.
down,
And the carriage takes
down.
66 damage.
What?
Wagon's gonna take 1.5 because it's wood.
No, the horses take the damage. The horses are. The carriage isn't in that 20-yard space.
Front of
Okay,
it
the
is.
Front of it is.
Ah, shit. Alright, so the things that hold the horses in place are taking damage.
The reins are gone. The seat to the front of the carriage is gone. The carriage itself is on fire. Luckily,
Uh-huh.
it's not a cloth top and a wood top. Otherwise, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's times like this. I'm glad that the party loot is still with Gopher holding the bag holding. It's not in the wagon.
Mm-hmm. Naya.
Hey, Arabella, how much
Um,
damage do you have left?
I see an
Don't wanna talk about
explosion, and the creature dies. So maybe the creature blew itself up. I'm not quite sure. So I'm gonna land right over here.
I kind of want to.
Next
Oh,
to
that's not
Arabella.
bad. You're still alive. You're good.
Barely.
44 damage didn't. It took a third of your life.
Lydia, what's your max HP?
My max HP is 68.
Shit! Shit!
Thank God it wasn't over 50 damage. Otherwise, you
A
could've
15
insta-killed
does
her.
not succeed that save.
No, it doesn't.
You take the full 44.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's basically down to a third of her life.
Because you were
That
at
hurt.
Thank
64. Because
God
you're
for
missing
those
4
couple of-
HP. You're now
Couple
at
of
28.
there that could have been a little
Yeah.
higher.
Thank
Yeah.
God it hit Jay and not Arabella, because that almost would have
Fuck
killed her.
you.
Jay's just,
I
This-
have less AC than she does.
Her clothes are
With
torn
armor
and now
on.
burned.
Yeah, by the way, you're wearing nothing on the front.
No shit.
Just noting that to you.
Now am I fully naked?
Yeah,
Or
'cause
Yeah.
you burned off
Waist
your
up.
clothes. No.
From
I just burned off your clothes.
no, she made the save.
Oh, okay.
So, what shirt you had, the armor you had, if you're wearing a bra, it's gone.
So basically, from the waist up is gone.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just a
What
giant
What was on
slit
your
of
back is fine, but your front, what was there, gone.
You mean anime style?
Yeah,
Your top is now a vest.
not even. Not even a good vest.
It's melting.
It's more like a cape. Which at this point, it would fall off. The moment you move, it's just...
Shreds.
By the way, if you're wearing your backpack, the straps are gone too.
This was supposed to be a hard fight. I'm sad.
I know.
They got
Uh,
more rounds into
Let
the
me put it
shredded
this way.
mod equipment.
If you hadn't done the 10 points of strength damage, and it had gotten another round, let me just tell you what happens when it succeeds the bite attack.
Bite attack?
It's bite attack. It
I'm
has
all sad. I got all worked
3
up for
effects.
party death and shit.
When it bites you, grapple check. If you fail the grapple check, it rips your armor off of you, dealing an extra damage, and you have to make a poison save.
I'm all sad.
And
I
it
got all
does
worked up we
double
were gonna
the
have to
almost
fight.
double the damage its claw does.
No reflex save for saving your equipment. Most likely poisoned and 2 times damage. Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
It has a grapple of 19, so it's make a grapple check. If you have
Ouch.
both armor and shield, it's a random roll to see what is removed. Because
I'm all
it,
sad.
if
I
it
was all
wins
worked
the
up that we
save,
were gonna
if it wins the
die.
check, the
Yeah,
affected
same.
armor or shield is torn away and ruined.
I got all excited that we were gonna get a TPK.
I know. I was like,
I was all
I was-
excited and shit.
Oh, this is an appropriate level one-on-one fight for y'all. The catch is y'all did the smart thing and nerfed it beforehand. Because if you hadn't have done, if the 2 casters had not done long-range spell effects, it'd hit you at full strength, full life, and has an AC as high as Sheena. The only one who has a higher AC than this thing was Naya.
of
That's
course.
questionable.
Fantastic. That
Yeah.
would have been a fun fight. We should have just let it come at us. Damn.
Fuck you.
Agreed.
Where's my character, Adam?
I don't want to hear it from you.
I haven't
bitch,
moved you from the
fucking-
corner unless you moved you to from the corner.
I
My
haven't
health
moved my
still
character.
hasn't moved.
I'm on fire currently.
Good.
No, you're not
Darn,
on
fucker.
fire. You didn't
No,
fail the set. You didn't roll a 1, which just means you're really fucked.
No, you're just really hurt. 44
I will say
damage?
this: it's out of initiative. You're free to act, and the wagon's on fire. By the way, Arabella, you're sitting in it.
Yeah,
You were
was
still
gonna
sitting
go
in the
there.
wagon.
What
Going
happened?
to
Did
be
it
on
blow
fire.
itself up? What is going on here?
So
Jay turns around and stomps right over to Rumple and grabs him by the front of his shirt.
I don't know. Rumple, the moment the thing died, fell into like a sitting cross-legged position and started petting his dagger.
I'm
We're
trying
okay.
to put the fucking
We're
fire out.
okay. We're okay. Like he's literally just petting his dagger, going, "We're okay. We
Jay,
survived."
are you
Arab-
all right?
I'm half naked.
I know. Do you want to do something about that?
Do we have anything to do something about that with?
Maybe a quilt or blanket?
I
I'm
have
out of armor.
Rumple kind of
It's gone.
Sheena just,
Yeah, it's on the
Well,
the
ground.
Sosnack finally looks like she's supposed to.
Sheena just says,
You know.
Sheena just says, clothes overrated, fight naked.
Here, take this for now, and I'll have Gopher basically give you fur clothing, so at least it's something you can throw over your top. It's gonna be a little warm, but it does cover. And it's black because it was made from a work.
hey Lydia, check roll 20.
I'll also have Gopher retrieve my bow and arrow.
I don't know. She's over there going for her butt.
Also, Lydia, how did you get HP
Weird.
back?
Because she never removed it.
No, she apparently gained 8 HP somehow?
Oh, 23? Was I right? Or
No,
did I
you were
not
supposed to be at 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
That's like, it's like 23. No, you're supposed to be at 20. 28! Why is your HP going up, woman?
Does
She
that
did
work
her
for you,
math
Jay?
wrong.
Free heals! No.
It looks good on you.
I might have something that I can use.
I just like the front of the cart's on fire. Everybody's talking and everything.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got a matter to deal with, and I will turn tell Gopher to go underground, and I will fly back over to the cat to see to it.
The cat.
Oh boy.
Which currently Arabella's the only one trying to put out the fire.
We're
Sheena
okay.
just
The horses are
just-
dead. Naya doesn't see a point to the cart.
yeah, Sheena
It's on
goes up.
fire.
Yeah.
We're
Sheena just looks at
okay.
Arabelle, goes up to the
We're
fire,
okay.
takes a squat and just pisses into it and doesn't.
Rumple literally
It
just
doesn't
kind
do
of
much.
he kind of looks at the dagger, looks at everybody, and goes, "We survived."
Arabella is just panicking, trying to put out the fire.
And then he stands up, and he kind of suddenly has his cocky demeanor back, and he just kind of looks at everybody and goes, "You're welcome."
Yeah, Sheena just goes up to the fire, pisses at it, sees it's still up, shrugs and says Sheena did what she could.
You're quite welcome for that save, Lady G.
Okay.
Excellent.
So
Um,
with the water barrels and everything, I'm putting out the fucking fire with like a bucket.
We don't have a bucket. And
There is no bucket,
two, the barrels are keg size almost, so you're not going to lift those probably.
and they're attached to the back of the wagon.
So you'd have to unhatch it and then basically lift the filled water barrel.
Jay is going to make use of some of the shit that Brandy's character left, that Ophelia left, since they haven't been back to town yet. And
Okay.
she's going to put on the mithril chain shirt that she left.
Dude, I forgot.
The
Yeah, you have that
styptic
here.
mithril chain shirt.
Hopefully put some clothing on over it first so it doesn't chafe.
Well, yeah.
What clothing?
What clothes?
That was
Yeah.
Well, Brandy hopefully left you some clothing too.
No, she didn't have any extra sets of clothes listed, so I used what was listed on the character sheet.
Yeah, there's nothing extra listed in here.
Rumple kind of walks up and pats Jay on the lower back. You did fine there, being a nice little distraction, so snack.
You go fuck yourself.
I mean, I saved your life. You could at least be grateful.
You guys then see Sheena just sniffing at one of the cooking horses, bites onto the leg.
Wagon's gonna be fire bait.
The wagon is definitely on fire.
So she just grabs one of the legs.
At
pulls
this
it
point,
apart.
Rumple notices the cart's on fire and kind of looks between Jay and Sheena, not seeing Arabella on the other side, and goes, "Did I finish it off then?"
Okay, so I have that spell and it's
If the
prep.
fire gets inside that tent that's in there, and the other wooden parts are just gonna start combusting at 'em.
Create water on the thing. I have that spell and it's prepped. I'm doing it.
Green water on the.
Like a gallon per caster level dropped on it.
Well,
It's
12 gallons of
gallons.
water. Might actually do something.
All right.
Of course, waited a couple of rounds, and the damage is done.
I've been trying to do all I can.
It's okay. You got flash fried.
Michael, I need a list of what's in the wagon.
That's in the list, Adam. If you jump over to the party list for the bag of holding 3, you'll notice over to the far right and at the bottom, covered wagon parts, the horses, the heavy metal chest, the 3 barrels, the tent, bedroll, 2 winter blankets, map case, masterwork artisan tools, hammer, pot, fishing net, flint steel, trail rations, 217 days worth, torches, chain, grappling hook, and hemp rope. Most of which is in the foot locker. The only thing I probably wouldn't be in there is obviously the barrels and probably the tent. And of course the wagon parts. All that would have been like strapped to the outside or on top. But
Yeah.
everything else would be in the metal foot locker in the back.
Well, Foot Locker's fine. The
Tent,
front of the
probably
wagon,
toast.
because outside of Arabella, nobody paid attention to the fire. Y'all waited a while. So, if the tent and winter blankets are not in that box, they're on fire.
The winter blankets would probably fit in the box. The tent is probably on top of the wagon or strapped to the side, as are the barrels. and probably some of the wagon parts are strapped to the side of the wagon that doesn't fit like underneath or inside under the seats.
See, I use my bag of holding like a.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have all my shit in a bag of holding, so we're good.
Yeah, I have. I have a tent in my bag of holding. I
Yep.
do a Mary Poppins skit with
Big bang right there, girl.
it.
One mind, same thought. I was literally just checking. I'm like, wait a minute. Do I have a bag of holding? Did I
So
do
the tent's
right?
gone, Adam?
Yes, I did.
Hmm?
Tent's gone?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
It's just on fire as Rumple kind of takes 3 or 4 feet.
Now,
Steps
that
back.
create water will douse out all the fire on the front half. Well, on the front section. But it's
Rumple kind of.
the fire is still spreading. So unless
Rumple's hands
you
kinda
continue to
light
take
on
active
fire.
measures to prevent the fire, it's gonna keep going.
Arabella's doing all that she can.
Sounds
Rumple's
like
hand-
Rumple's doing something.
Rumple's hands kind of light on fire and kind of look at everybody. Do we really need that? This could be a nice bonfire tonight. I could finish it off, you know.
Rumple!
Maybe Sheena just looks at Arabella, then back at Rumple. Does cast ice or something.
I don't have that ability, darling. I can cast Ray of Fire on it though. That'll do it nicely. That'll go up in flames real fast.
That means we're walking the rest of the road. Goddamn, my party's full of idiots.
All right. Excuse me.
She's saying all this stuff and fucking
His hands are still like simmering
Elven.
fire. Like they're
She can
smoldering.
understand Elven.
Yep. So can Rumple. And
The
his
only
hands
one
are
that can't is
Sheena.
Sheena
Cannot understand.
This says to herself too.
doesn't necessarily mean they might not overhear it. Of course,
He's-
with the fire and then being on the other side of it, odds are very low.
And Rumple's hands are smoldering as he's ready to cast Ray of Fire. Kind of waiting for the go command as he
We
watches.
have food in here that
So get
you
the food
all
out.
want.
So get the food out then. I mean, we can eat the horses. And to think about it, all that pig carcasses in the back, they'll turn into nice smoked meat by the time we're done.
Be right back.
Alright, so Arabella,
make
if you're
my
gonna
way
keep
over
putting
to
it
the
out,
bottom.
I'm gonna need some more survival checks from you.
All right, how many?
Give me at least 3. Okay. You're doing a pretty decent job of fighting the fire, considering you're getting absolutely no help. Although the tent you're pretty sure is going to be ruined.
All right.
So am I burning it or what?
Well, y'all are arguing she's doing this. This is during that whole conversation y'all are
Like I
having.
said, he's looking between Jay and Sheena going, burn it, don't burn it, do we want to try to salvage it? I can't really do much for the salvaging part, but I can definitely light it on fire. We can cook all that bacon. Hey, Adam,
Hmm?
30 seconds in the party split voice for a minute.
Just message me on Discord real quick, because I'm also
Okay.
fixing to find out what Naya's doing.
Where's your thing?
Oh, not sure if the party will like one of the 2 things I'm doing. Probably won't like either.
Yeah, because I've been letting them roleplay, but it's time to find out what is Naya doing, because Naya took off and nobody was paying attention.
I'm kind of distracted. Oh, I have that bought off. Huh.
Roll 20 chat, Adam, for what appearance I'm taking.
Oh,
And
that's an asshole move.
no, I've got my reasons. And I will then heal it. Get it conscious. I stand over it.
Oh boy,
Does it come to?
I have to roll.
So not getting
What are
a
you
response.
using? What are you using to do that form with specifically?
Pretty much an ogre form, plus also my ability to disguise my appearance and appropriate clothing to mask.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a disguise check. I know you're gonna get probably massive bonuses from the shifting and all that. I just need a rough number based on your skill.
Well, I'm not a giant, so I wouldn't get the bonuses from that, but I do get the other bonuses, so yes.
Yeah.
Rumple.
That's what I have without wild shape bonus.
Okay. So, it wakes up, looks around wildly, and then sees you and freezes.
I will say to it in Druid, all is well, be calm.
I'm back.
It just says in common, am I dead? Is this heaven?
Ah,
Common, I will just pet it on the head, goes, everything is fine now. You are
Everything
okay.
is awesome.
You needn't worry
everything
about
is
me
great when you're
anymore.
part of it.
You
Just
can
snuggles
move
up
on
to
with
you
your
and
life.
kind of cries, I miss you.
It's okay.
Oh,
Why
that.
did you
Oh
go?
God!
Time for you to move on.
But,
I'm gone.
no.
You needn't bother these people. You can live your life. You needn't fear the creature. It has been dealt with.
But what am I to do without you?
This is the best thing ever. And
You
I'm
need
alive.
to hunt.
And
You
I'm the
need to
evil
move on
character.
and live.
Bring it with us.
Otherwise, they
Yeah,
will
bring
kill
him with
you.
us.
Go to the woods and live your life. Play
You're
hide and
missing
seek and game.
Missing a huge
Hunt.
opportunity.
I'm
This
gonna
is
mute all of
Naya.
y'all if you don't stop for a moment.
I'm not doing anything.
But
At which
you
point, then
raised
I will
me,
add
and if not for you or the druid, I don't know the rest.
You will be fine without me.
How?
Live your life free and without the rage of a human and vengeance in your heart. And then I will take a 5-foot step back, taking my hand off its head, and I will ready action to turn invisible as I switch into Well-Wisp, thus fading away. And I will observe the creature to see what actions it takes.
It starts
If it takes
crying.
Oh.
I will stay and
Aw.
watch it to see what actions it chooses. If it chooses hostile action, I'm shifting to my biggest horrible thing and I'm snapping it into. If it chooses to let go of its anger and goes back to being a beast, then it is free to live its life however it wants.
That was not what
Oh,
I was
shit.
expecting to roll.
What does this mean?
Because
Head on.
congratulations, Michael, out of character, you broke it mentally.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael!
That is
I
fan-
just wanted. I'm not trying to screw with its head. I literally just wanted to. I wanted to give it a little bit of peace of mind that its master would forgive it and its loyalty
You
is
made it
appreciated.
cry.
But I want it to move on and stop chasing us because otherwise we will kill it. Its master's gone. It needs to be free. It needs to move on.
Oh, I know. As a druid, everything you're doing makes perfect sense and is legit and all that. I'm not arguing with that. But it just rolled a 2 on its will save.
It's evil.
No, that was for the initial one.
like-
That's the 2 is what caused it to break down and just bawling,
Aw.
crying.
Michael.
And
Michael,
for those of you
trying
who
to
have
do
a
the nice
pet
things
cat,
that kill
if
me
you've
in
ever seen a
sleep.
cat extremely sad and extremely depressed, that's exactly what's happening.
It's turned into its master and then basically tried to give it peace of mind so it can move on.
I know, and it's very sad because Daddy's dead.
Yes.
Because guess who raised it from kitten?
I expect as
Oh.
much. He was a druid, most likely, among other things.
He wasn't. His sister was.
Well, hopefully she'll go find that one then.
Yeah.
if she's still alive.
So, the nat 20 was like, all right, high roll. It does as its master bid, and we'll try to figure out how to live a wild life.
The cat
It's a
enclosed.
it's a house cat that's now been turned loose in the wild. It's not sure how to entirely do this, but it's going to try.
It can go live at the house. It can protect the territory. It can kill adventurers. It can go and live a wild animal. It's its choice now. It just needs to stop chasing the party. Otherwise, I will kill it or the party will.
Yes. Well, Kitty will leave.
Huzzah! It worked.
Missed opportunity.
Very depressed
You
kitty.
should've
Very,
kept
very
this to
depressed
be your
kitty.
pet.
I have no need for that. And it's not my pet. It belonged to the other person.
Yeah. So, yes, very, very depressed kitty. I mean, it's so depressed, you're pretty sure for a moment there the displacement kind of loses its potency.
Aww.
Damn.
We're talking
Well.
very depressed kitty.
Damn.
Kitty was functioning based on pure rage.
Which isn't good. Even for
Yes.
an intelligent creature, or even for a human being, that's not good.
Correct. And it's got the brains of a normal person, plus maybe a little extra. It's got the intelligence and wisdom of an average person.
Because either it would kill us and keep still unable to feel its rage and keep killing any and everything it comes across, or B, we'd kill it and that'd be the end of it. This way, it's resolved and it has a second chance on life, whatever it does with it.
Whatever it figures out to do. Let me look at its stats.
But,
Yeah, it has
it's
12
got
wisdom.
Magic, it's got intelligence and wisdom. It'll figure it out.
It has some intelligence. It's still a cat. But, yeah. It leaves.
I resolved it without killing it.
Very depressed kitty. Very depressed kitty. But it will try to find a way to do as its
Carry on
Master
my
wished,
wayward
and-
son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Lady, yeah.
It's like, that's not a bad song, but not entirely accurate either, but meh.
And then I'll just come flowing back at double speed at 100 feet, eventually get back to the
As
wagon.
Rumple's hands spew fire.
And Arabella is doing all that she can. Do you want another survival check?
Yeah,
All right.
because
How
you're
many?
both on opposite sides of the cart. And since the cart is solid, neither one of you can really see what the other is doing.
Tooth
Nope.
is gone.
And Rumple didn't get a response from Jay and Sheena as he was kind of, alright, fine, fuck it.
Well,
Boom!
Arabella did yell out, but
Jay was
Couldn't really
focused
hear her.
on getting clothes on.
And she just doesn't care. Like, the thing's dead. Wait for Naya. Let's leave.
distracted, does not care, is busy trying to save, and the last one thinks, okay, it's okay to destroy it, so I'm going to destroy it.
Yep.
It's like that one. It's like that.
Ah!
It's like that one little gag where there are two construction workers. One is they're trying to bang a nail into a wall. The other one sees it, pushes it back out. Then the other one pushes back in.
That nail's
he
going to get
just
fucked. That doesn't work.
Burns the entire thing.
No, for you, what you hear is, seems like there's discussion on the other side. A pause for a while, and then you hear something else. It's hard to hear over the fire, which you're doing a pretty good job. You think you got almost all under control, and then you realize something. You've got all the fire taken care of over here. You're hearing more fire on the other side.
Arabella
A
comes-
lot more fire.
Arabella just throws up her hands and then just walks away.
As
You know
you're walking away, you get a good view. The rest of that side of the cart is completely engulfed in fire. You couldn't see it because it's that side of the wagon, but yeah, it's engulfed in fire.
Her mouth is agape.
As Rumple just stands there, cackling in the ruin that his hands are creating. Cackling as the rays flame
By the way,
from his
for
hand.
each spell you use, mark them off.
I'm only using one.
Yeah, mark it off.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. So you did that, caused the fire to expand more than it was. So as you're laughing while watching it burn, Arabella is not laughing.
Arabelle rushes in and tries to save as much shit as she can.
Okay.
Probably the foot locker, just dragging it out.
I'm
Which will
gonna
have-
need a fort save.
Oh, smoke inhalation, it's getting burned.
Yeah. Oh, nice fort save.
Brilliant. And with that, I'm not even gonna make you roll the second one that I was going to, as you're able to grab the one end of the footlocker that is not scalding, burning hot, and drag it out. When it hits the ground, you notice the grass is scorching from the heat of this footlocker. Because
then walks
one
over,
side
grabs a
is
honcho.
smoking. The other side, which is the side of the wagon you were putting out, that's the one you grabbed and hauled that handle with. So yeah, that thing's a little warm, a little hot, and the other side is very, very, very hot.
Rumple walks over and hacks off a piece of the horse meat. This is dinner, I suppose.
What else do you try to salvage out of said wagon?
The winter blankets, if I can.
They are
Those are
in
inside
the
foot
trunk.
locker.
Oh, what else was in there?
The only thing that's not in the foot locker would be the 3 barrels. The chest itself obviously isn't in itself. The horses and the wagon parts. So literally, the only thing that wasn't in the wagon was the wagon parts and the tent.
At
Otherwise,
this
everything
point,
else is in the chest, which the tent and the wagon parts are probably ruined much like the wagon and the horses, as
Um,
is the barrels.
also at this point, one of the barrels breaks and dumps water just out, as the
Well-
barrel, which was on fire, just structural integrity fails, and it just.
So after getting out the what seems to be the most valuable item in there, she just
So
drags it out, and then
this whole spot is now mud.
Adam, yet again, I'm going to say I'm glad I removed the Type 3 bag of holding that's super expensive and had all the magical stuff from the hidden compartment of the wagon, because otherwise that would have been destroyed, and that would have been
A lot of
a
money
very
gone.
large amount of money and other issues that Naya would not have been happy about.
Well, the good
See-
news is all the bag of holdings the party currently has are appropriate for the current setting, which means it's not a true bag of holding, because that requires dimensional magic to put in a pocket dimension and all that. The current ones in use in the world, which it's still called a bag of holding, more accurate name, the original name for it is bag of compression, or bag of compressed holding.
Yeah.
Which also means
ba-
when that bag pops, all the contents suddenly explode outwards in every direction. Reflex saves.
Just for perspective, it's roughly 12,000 worth in gold
Mm-hmm.
and magical items and other stuff that would have been destroyed, along with the very expensive bag of holding.
Well, the problem is when it explodes, it launches everything, which also means any breakable items then have to make saves to not break on impact.
Ooh, and a lot of them are potions and other scrolls and stuff that would be incinerated.
Uh-huh.
Thank God. Good gopher.
And then
Good go
then
for
you
it.
have to worry about the chain reaction of there is possibility of magic of the stronger scrolls and wands of if they break or burn, they might release their magic harmlessly or explosively.
so as soon as she gets everything out that is again of value,
The
she
chest.
just kind of walks about 10 feet away and then falls on her knees and breaks down.
Let's see. That's a couple rounds later, so I'll be a little bit longer before I get there.
Yeah.
Gina just walks up to Arabella and just nudges her like, hey, stop it. Stop it.
Rumple follows and kind of puts a haunch of meat in front of Arabella and goes, "It's nice and twisty. What?"
She kind of covers up her mouth, trying not to hurl, and then just walks away.
Sheena just draws and eats the meat herself instead.
He literally just reaches down and scratches Sheena behind the ears. That's so good.
Boop.
She makes a weird growling, purring sound like a wild animal.
Oh boy.
You know,
Oh
Lass,
boy,
that
what?
means I'm riding you the next little bit. Don't you know that?
Eh,
And
only
I will-
if... What's going on, Michael?
I'll just plop down on top of Arabella's head and just sort of. Are you okay, dearie?
Gestures to the fire.
You know, Sheena,
Yeah.
you and
I'm
I
gonna
need
pull it
to-
anyway with the horses dead.
By the way, one of the horses now is on fire as well. The fire is apparently spreading.
Thank you for saving the chest. We'll unlock that and load everything up, and we can go on foot from this part on.
I'll take a five.
I need Naya to make me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Rumble kind of hops up on
Ha
Sheena.
ha ha! No.
Oh
I'm
shit!
distracted by other stuff. No.
Oh boy.
I'm more
Okay.
concerned about Jay's lack of clothing and armor, and Arabella just looking like her
I'm
dog
about
died.
done fixing that.
Okay. All right.
don't care.
All right.
Why is Arabella back to full life again?
That's Naya sitting on top of Arabella.
Oh, okay.
See?
Okay.
Okay.
All I saw was Arabella's picture in a full life bar, and I was like, the hell happened? Did I miss something?
Yes.
Might have happened that I
It's
zoned out.
Naya's fault. You can blame Naya.
At this point, Rumple has kind of decided that he's going to ride Sheena, and Sheena doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, she's gotten used to Rumple at this point.
All right. Here's a question. Kazu, figure out how
Yeah.
much Rumple weighs plus all his equipment. Sheena,
Oh,
I need to
shit.
know what your carry capacity is, plus the weight of the gear you have.
Let's see.
I'm not very heavy.
She's traveling light. She has a strength of 24. She is like a 6'4". She is like a 6'4" foot tall woman with.
I need to know the weight of the stuff you're carrying. For both
If
of
it's
you.
in a bag of holding, it's weightless.
It's
correct?
considered weightless. The bag has weight. The bag
the
itself
bag-
does have a.
Not very heavy.
It's usually 15 pounds.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Try
So
to-
I'm at about 115 pounds.
Okay, she's good because her light load is up to 233 pounds.
So
Yeah, but how much is the stuff you're carrying?
next to nothing.
Yeah, next to nothing.
Yeah,
Only
Sheena
thing
doesn't
that-
have much more than I do.
the
I
only
don't
thing
wear
that-
armor.
Yeah, she's not wearing any armor. The only thing that she carries, she has rings, a belt that are all weigh next to nothing. The only thing that has any weight is the bands of blood, which is only 2. That's it.
Okay.
Don't forget that still ticked and thus still bled on you. Really damn.
Yeah.
I already counted that in. So yeah, she could carry Rumble just fine. She's a strong woman.
Okay.
It helps that
Now-
Rumple is small.
Here's the next question. How are you carrying him?
He's riding her like a dog.
Yeah.
You've seen
Okay.
you've seen those
Then-
dog riders.
Riding
I'm gonna
bareback.
say this
Yep.
for Sheena. While quote unquote doing mounted riding and all that, if you enter combat with him on your back, anytime you make a claw attack, you must make a balance check. If you fail, you fall prone.
That's what
Rumple.
Rumple has to worry about.
While Sheena makes attacks, you must make
I
a
have
ride
to hold
check every
balance. Yeah, I was
round.
gonna say, I have
Ride
to make
checks.
checks too.
Yes, you do.
If we go into
Bareback
combat.
ride checks.
And
If we go
if
into
Sheena falls prone, you automatically fall.
Yep.
If she.
But again, this
oh,
is if we go into combat. I can hop off of her beforehand. We
Correct.
just have to remember this.
correct.
You
This
beat her
has
in
to
a
be
niche.
Correct. If you
Oh,
beat her in a
shit, you're
niche,
right.
uh-huh,
Otherwise, you're riding into combat, so thus you're. gonna
she
have to make
takes
ride
off,
checks
you're
and all that
going
stuff.
with. Unless when she bolts. Because if she double moves, you have to make a ride check. You fail, you fall. You're prone.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
So,
This is gonna be a lot of Rumple going. No, Sheena. Wait, Sheena. Wait, Sheena.
Yeah, roll 20.
Uh,
Hey, you
Yeah.
chose.
So
you
Lydia,
chose remember.
messages for you in roll 20.
Fantastic.
yeah, I
This is
see
best
the.
thing ever.
Speaking to you in Elven, of course. Why I'm invisible and on your head.
Are you on that fucking form?
I'm a will-o-wisp, so I'm basically a light little floating ball. So sure.
You
Basically
feel like
having
there's a
slightly
sponge
heavy
on your
sponge.
head. There's a sponge sitting on your head right now.
Is it SpongeBob SquarePants?
No,
It's
it's a
SpongeBob
sponge about the
SquarePants.
size of a
Small creature. 3 foot.
cantaloupe.
No, a little bit small cantaloupe. A little small 3 foot.
Well, it's bigger than a softball.
Yeah.
Bigger than a softball, smaller than a cantaloupe.
Watermelon.
No, that's bigger than a cantaloupe.
The rounded ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Honeydew?
Coconut.
Coconut.
Ew.
I like
I'm just trying to think of appropriate sized things, but meh. Oh well, moving on.
First, I try and depower the thing. I am useful for that. I also made sure everybody else is super powerful and strong for fighting that darn thing.
Hi,
And-
Estella.
Shut up.
it. Rumble rides over with Sheena on at this point.
Magic good. I
Oh, this was
approve.
while y'all were doing your thing.
Now, at what
Oh.
point did the horses get killed and the creature die and the wagon burnt to ash?
Oh, no, it's not an
Blame
ash. It's still a roaring flame right now.
Oh, and what about Jay? You need to walk as you talk.
I'm
We gotta
fine.
check on her.
Arabella will get into her bags of holdings and pulls out an explorer's outfit for her.
I'm already dressed.
That's not ripped to shreds, dearie.
It's fine. There's armor on. Some.
Are you using the work pelt also? Or no? Too hot?
No, she hands that back.
Okay. Gopher will take it back.
Alright.
Jay, are you sure you're okay? Do you need a little healing?
This flame is still roaring.
A little would be not a terrible thing.
Oh, I have to roll for that as well.
Although, I think that this shirt almost, and the ring almost give me back what I lost. So,
Huh, nope,
might
he
be
doesn't know
alright.
this.
Alright, now. Well,
Uh.
I know a person that does me, and I'm gonna take care of that now.
Oh, this is getting entertaining.
Gestures to third degree birds.
Nobody's been paying attention, so you don't know shit.
I will have Gopher as I speak and tear into him and have him pop out of the ground. Hold still, Jay. And I will have Gopher heal you. 9.
Thanks, go.
Wait,
Again.
who's healing what?
Gopher's healing you.
Oh.
2 and 10. There you go.
So a total of 21.
So, thank you. My mathing wasn't working properly.
Thank you, Gopher.
Thank you, Gopher.
And he'll
Sheena
sit
comes
to
back
ground.
and
Now that Gopher is also topside, he looks at the wagon, pokes Naya, and then points at the wagon.
I turn visible. Yes, it's gone. You don't have to follow it anymore. You can
Points at the
follow
ground
Jay
under
from
the
now
wagon.
on.
What?
Gina comes over with Rump on her back and just said, "We ready? Go."
Gopher. Chest. Open it and let's get the stuff out. As I'll float off Arabella's head as I'm illuminated.
And
And
Jay
we'll start
pulls
going
out
through it.
a second bag of holding.
And
Should takes off a second bag of holding. We can put some things in here.
Oh, it'll all
That's
fit.
rude.
Unless you want the chest, I don't have any
On
intent
my-
to take it.
I have no reason to take a giant chest.
that's not a thing.
I really only need any spells you don't have written down in my books.
Alright. Thank you, Gopher. And I'll just float like a foot off the ground so he can occasionally pop up and just be following me.
Okay, well that might happen.
Jay, what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
I saved their life, Lassie. That's
Your
what happened.
clothes, your armor, the wagon, the horses, and
She points at the dead creature.
the
It
creature?
hit me. and apparently it had acid.
Oh,
And then
the
I saved her
claws.
life.
Those very sharp claws. Yes, I could understand how it could. And your clo. Oh, dearie.
I still have my swords.
Very important, yes.
At least I saved her life.
We saved Jay.
Well,
She just spit
excellent
out
job,
something.
both of you. If I had hands, I'd pat you both on the head. Got an arcane and a fist-based Gina. How wonderful.
You know, that
Hey.
fireball was the best thing I ever did.
Wait,
Gina's-
you... I saw a burst of fire. I thought it was the creature that
No,
exploded
no,
the horses.
no. She points at Rumple. It was him.
Oh.
It was either
Well-
that or we were all gonna die. I had to do something.
Can I take a census? Is that true?
You see
We were
Arabella,
fine.
Arabella in the corner healing herself.
I wasn't there, so I can't make a determination on that. But I would ask Rumple in the future, stop burning people that you travel with.
I wasn't
Otherwise,
trying to burn them. I was
They
trying to
may
burn
burn
it.
you back.
I wasn't trying to burn them. I burned it.
Basically, it looked like the little man was about to panic, and instead of running away like he usually does, he set everything on fire.
To be fair, I lit it on fire, and you just happened to get in the crosshairs.
Don't start with me, little man.
I would have to
Agreed.
agree.
That's not
Now we're
good.
going to have to travel by foot, which
But
mostly
you're
you.
gonna have to. I'm in the ride on Sheena. I don't know what you're gonna do. He
Well,
scratches Sheena by in the ears again and goes, "Good kill,
considering
good kill."
you're all most of your constitutions and ability to walk long distances, this will drag out the travel method. Not to mention the long walk back with not a wagon that can hold a mountain full of treasure in the tower that you seem to
It's
speak of.
going to take so long.
I'm not worried about a mountain full of treasure. I'm worried about the books. I just gotta jot down a few spells. He pats his little bag of holding and goes, "I got all the books I need. Just gotta transcribe them."
Again, I will state that you have burned someone twice that you've traveled with. Do not make it a third time. If I had a face, you wouldn't like it right now.
Why
I
is the
wasn't
DM rolling?
trying to burn her. I burnt it. She just happened to get in the crosshair.
Then you need to avoid that next time.
Or maybe she needs to learn to jump better. It's not my fault that Sassenach who can't jump.
I made the roll. I'm safe.
Made
I
the
jumped
roll?
out of the way. Hello. Just happened to be half naked. Which actually
Enough.
wasn't
We
your
still have
fault.
daytime. We need to move.
And that fire is spreading too.
And I just
Just
start.
gonna leave it.
Nobody's noticing that the fire is spreading irrationally.
Just gonna leave it. Nope, we're ignoring it.
Completely,
Yeah.
Yep.
completely irrationally burning.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, we're just leaving it behind.
How much forested area is there around here, Adam? Is it just like going to be a grass fire and it's going to stop? Or is there serious risk to the surrounding area?
It is currently grasslands, and it's March, so it's springtime.
Oh, that's fine. This is fine.
This is rolling hills mainly with grass and scattered trees.
So what Arabella is gonna do?
This is
for the
basically
next-
your boundary line between the grasslands and hill country.
So what Arabella is going to do for the next, I guess, few minutes or something is to cut the grass low, to cut it off to the best of her ability with her rapier, which is kind of degrading.
You find that does not work very well.
Yeah,
Rapier is
exactly.
piercing. It is not
Yeah,
designed
not
for
exactly
slashing.
a slashing weapon, Dylan.
shut up.
Naya,
over
you do
right
hear
now.
Rumple stick his head up and mutter, "I tried to tell you, but no, don't listen to me." And then sticks his head back in the ground.
I will turn into a great horn minotaur, large size. I'll grab the one barrel that hasn't exploded that had water in it, douse the area with water, and then also cast create water to splash it with another 6 gallons of water.
Trying to
And then
combat
I'll
the
use
fire.
my hooves to stomp it out and basically move around the dirt to basically deal with it.
After about a half hour of doing that, you're able to contain the grass fire. The wagon and the horses are kind of the wagon's still burning pretty well.
I can scoop up dirt and get Gopher to help and such, and we can do our best with that.
We should have salvaged that horse
Okay.
meat.
Oh, it's not salvageable right now.
Much
I
like
know.
the pork.
The and
The
oh,
back
and that
gets
barrel of
destroyed too.
pork, it's yeah,
All
it's
of
not
my
savable.
bacon.
Yeah, y'all were like, no, we're not gonna care. We're not gonna do anything. It was like, what are you saving? Oh, I got the chest. We're done. Okay.
So, Arabella is going to summon a small water elemental. Going to mark that spell being used. To burn out,
the
to
best day
aid
ever.
with taking care of this stupid fire.
Do you want
It
some
likes
more
this
fire?
idea.
I can do this.
Since fire is the opposing element, it's like, I get to put out the fire.
Yes, you get to put out the fire. Have fun.
Okay. You can see it just like it just kind of shimmies out arms and just does the fist in the hands like, all right, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Hey, Sheena, should we have some more fire?
And it looks like it's literally fighting the fire, not just walking on. It's like ha smack, belly flop smack. Rah! If you could
Rumple's
summon a
having a
Muscle
good
Man
time.
elemental,
Rumple
you
is-
just did. Muscle Man
Rumple
water
is
elemental.
Really just laughing his ass off right now. He's having a great, like a grand time. He's cackling away like a crazy person over here on Sheena's back.
Just basically because it looks at this whole situation like, wow, I never thought I'd see this before.
As Rumple is sitting there cackling on Sheena, looking at the elemental, the fire, and all that, a glob of water smacks you in the face. As it raises up a hand, an appendage, and one little small appendage comes out from the center of the tip of it. And then it goes back to fighting the fire.
So I guess
That
you
only
could say
makes him laugh more. Rumple's literally dying of laughter right now.
I guess you could
This is
say
the best
it is.
thing he's ever done.
I guess you could say this is a real firefighter.
Yes!
Oh, Shig. That was bad.
It was bad, but it's kind of accurate.
You know the way that she summoned the water elemental with her fucking tears.
I think the best part about this is Rumple is literally just. This is the most fun he's had in 100 years.
But
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this is the worst time I've had in my 100
Large size, Adam.
large size.
And after that's done, after 30 minutes, done. Ready to continue, Jay?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's get you paid after we basically siege that tower on foot.
Right.
And
After
I
it's
will-
after the water elemental's finished beating the fire into submission, it then goes back to Arabella and basically gives her the thing of, if you need to fight the fire, you call me again. This was fun.
Very well, good sir. And pats
Good
it on
what?
the head.
You're such a good droplet, aren't you? Yes, you are. What a good droplet you were.
She'll dispel him before he continues.
You say that and you're like, Rumple's laughing, and then the water elemental's like, you just get, if it had a face, it'd be like, I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying. Rumple, you are now completely soaking fucking wet.
So is Sheena, because I'm on top of Sheena. That's
Uh-huh.
it.
Sheena's now wet. Because it's just like,
Well, in
but
that
just
case,
smash of water, and he's
Eh.
like, and he just kind of flicks you off again, and then he's gone.
hey, you know what happens when a dog or a cat is
Oh,
fully
no,
wet?
you
She's just gonna keep herself.
He clings with all his might.
Roll me a ride check, Rumple. See if you can hold on, or Sheena throws you off.
Bad. Can you make a ride check without being trained?
Yes.
Good luck.
I have to
Oh, I might make it.
Maybe. I have to open up the book. I haven't had to look up ride checks in so long.
This is 17. I might make that.
Okay, I'll let Jay know the following and roll 20. And I'll just talk to her and continue walking.
What was the horse's pace?
I want to say it was like 30.
30.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's almost going to be a forced march for 12 hours, from 7 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Or roughly 8 to 7 till it gets
Well,
dark.
y'all only had 2 horses. You had a wagon carrying 4 people. It was only moving at a speed 20. Y'all were only traveling at an average speed of 20.
So we might actually
Yeah,
go
but we're
faster.
behind. We're distracted. 30 seems fine.
Yeah, your current speed would be a 30.
That's fine.
We got time to make up after all the distractions with the cats and being hunted and being off our path and having to take a detour to stay away from the Nagas for Rumple. So, and this fighting. And
Oh,
now
I've
not
been
having the
keeping track
wagon.
of time as to time to destination. That I've been keeping track of.
So Naya wants to catch up pace, so we're going. And she's not going to tire or have to make any checks. Not that she'll fail.
Oh dear
anyway.
God!
What?
I have some bad news for Rumple.
Oh no.
You are thrown off.
What?
If you attempt to ride a creature ill-suited as a mount, you take a -5.
Oh god.
If you're riding bareback, you take additional -5.
Oh god.
What? Poof!
So I just
She
may
did-
as well I hit the dirt.
She just throws you off. You're
Rumble
now in the
stands
dirt.
Up, rushes himself off.
Well, you're in the dirt, and you're soaking wet.
Yep, like I said, he
It
stands
clings
up,
to you.
brushes off what he can, and then hops back up on Sheena.
Arabella, please keep up.
Alright, let's go, lassie.
Stop
Get
it!
tired, let me know and I'll carry you.
And she just starts walking, and then she asks, then she just thinks to herself, "Who's last?"
By the way,
Last
it is
season
currently
we
10
went-
o'clock in the morning.
Lassie's the wee one in the back who's all grumbling and pissy.
Arabella's walking.
You know, darling, you'd be a lot prettier if you smiled once in a while.
Not
quickly.
choosing to acknowledge the comment.
I'll
Well,
reach over and just pat her on the head. There, little one.
Oh no, she's plotting some things.
well, here's the part where things get interesting. I need y'all to make either spot or listen checks or both.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
You had a bonfire going for over and a half hour of nice hard wood
Not to mention the burning meat.
Oh,
and the
fuck.
grass and the meat. If you wish to make listen checks as well as spot checks, you can do one or the other or both. Your choice.
I think I'm good at them.
Don't do that.
You okay?
I just twisted the shit out of my ankle earlier today, so it's still not happy with me.
This has been the best D&D session in months. I love you guys.
I took inspiration from when I went to RTX this weekend.
There we go. Spot check, and I'm not gonna bother to listen. Also, in this format, 120-foot tremor sense.
Oh, it's not. It's beyond the 120.
I know. Just to let you know if it does come closer. Otherwise, the spots.
Oh, you'll hear it long. You'll notice it long before that. They're not being quiet.
They.
They.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
All right.
Oh.
So let me look at your checks. See, Jay, you see it. Rumple, you hear it. Arabella, you see it.
Rumble-
Spot check.
And say with a roll like I had, I
That's
hope I
it.
fucking saw it.
don't-
Naya, a yes and a
Rumble,
yes.
using-
I know what your
using-
bonuses are.
Using some of the longer hair along Sheena's like mane, he tugs like reins and goes, "Would you stop, darling? Would you just stop? Something's coming."
As what those of you who, let's see, Jay, Arabella, and Naya, what you see is you see a group of riders coming your way, coming from the north. Coming quickly. Rumple, you don't see it, but you hear the sound of horses.
I
He's-
suppose
he's
it's
tugging
a good
on
thing
Sheena
I
like
look
rain
like
going-
I'm
More than
in
a few.
fire.
We need to
Well-
stop, darling.
Jay, at least it's not Nagas.
At least
Although-
I look like I belong in a fire.
Rumble
sorry,
Maybe they'll
sweetie.
believe
stays
that
on
ridiculous
Sheena,
story.
but he's ready to
Maybe they're
dismount.
travelers, or maybe there's a nearby town that we weren't aware of, and maybe you can buy new clothes there to make yourself feel better.
Arabella is.
We didn't start the
Oh
fire.
my god! I just realized something.
Hmm.
Her fucking hair.
It's a little singed, yeah.
It's probably not down to its roots, but at least, god damn it. Now I have to find another profile picture for her.
Oh, it's definitely singed. You're definitely going to need a haircut to get it straightened up and looking right. But yeah, it looks like you were involved in a fire at very close range. And you're definitely, your clothes and all that smell of smoke. You definitely look like someone who was in the middle of a fire.
Hello, I'm back.
welcome back. So
Rumple is pulling. You need to make a listen and a spot check, Shake.
Okay.
let's see if you notice the things.
I didn't realize he had gone away.
Oh, that's a good spot.
You do see, but do you hear?
Yes,
you
I
do.
think I- yes, I
You
think I
both
can-
see
Okay.
and hear a contingent of riders coming towards you from the north.
Someone come, she calls out.
Oh, everybody else
We all know.
collectively either heard
I
or
was-
saw
I was-
them.
Literally yanking on your mane, going, "We need to stop, Alan. We need to stop."
As well, one thing, Naya, you'll notice is that of these guys coming, they're all similarly geared. Same armor, spears.
Do they look like border patrol mercenaries, or they look like raiders?
Raiders are typically mismatched armor, so not raiders by the look. Like military or militia, possibly.
Oh, good. We will.
Depends on
have
your definition of good, but yes.
Great, we have
Man.
company.
This is fantastic.
As
Got
they get
my-
closer to Naya, you notice they're human.
Humans and elven lands.
bordered.
Oh, sweetie, y'all left that behind over a week ago.
Yeah, that's why I said borders.
Oh no, no. You left the border a week and a half ago at least. Now you're on a different border.
Uh,
All right,
shit,
everybody
no.
get out their passports.
What's a passport?
Okay, we're just here to go into your countryside, raid your ancient relics from your tombs, and desecrate your monuments and leave. You cool with that?
Show me your papers! No, I'm not kidding. They don't say that.
So what happens?
Part of that's gonna depend on what y'all do, but they're gonna ride up. They're not
I'm
having
a
the spears.
giant minotaur in traveler's outfit made of like leather, nice looking with horns and a sash
There's a
with
feral
a
girl,
choker.
and I'm a feral girl walking all fours with a gnome on her
With
back.
a gnome on her back.
And
That
one who
gnome
looks
has-
like she just went through the middle of a fire, and Jay who has mismatched clothes and armor that don't look like they should be together the way they are. Look like improvised.
So in other words, she's a WoW character.
So no.
Oh wow, character.
So what
Not
we
wrong.
got- so what we got is the tank gesturing to Naya, because appearance-wise, the gnome
No,
rider.
it looks like I freaking enslaved and captured you guys. I'm in
Almost.
trouble.
This is great. Yeah,
Naya?
Rumple, being the fact that Rumple's riding Sheena, that makes her I'm your accomplice.
Oh my god. You two might be, she might be your bodyguard and you're the, like, the
Yeah,
head
I'm
lord
the
of
head
something.
guy. You're the bodyguard. I'm the
And you're
kidnapper.
demeaning that one woman by riding her. And these other two are our prisoners. Wonderful. Despite the fact they have 11s.
Yep. So they will approach, spears at ready, and move to surround. You
Greetings.
see is a contingent of 6 of them.
I throw up one hand and say, greetings.
Who are you? Why are you here? And what did you do?
We're traveling. We ran into a monster. They burnt down the wagon. We lost our horses. We're still traveling.
So, why is a
Hi,
Minotaur?
I'm Naya. You would be? Like they got a hand?
God.
So why is a Minotaur traveling? Why is a gnome riding a girl?
Why wouldn't the gnome ride the girl?
I just look back, honestly, I can't understand, but both of them don't have underpants on, and they seem to like each other, so I respect their life choices.
Sheena just starts. Sheena just scratches herself and says, "Little man, a good friend."
He scratches behind her ears.
They're an odd bunch, but as I said, I respect their decisions. They're very much in love, I think. The other two ran into some difficulties with said little man and also a monster.
No, I have a name, Naya.
Yeah, little
not
man.
my
You don't
business about your
deserve
name.
it right now.
I leave that to you to address yourself to them.
You know, I saved your ass, you Sasnak hood.
You didn't save nothing on me. I
Not
killed
you
them
are.
to shoot you.
Not
Actually,
you,
let it
Kevin.
live. Sorry, they're a very disgruntled bunch after losing the wagon and horses. How can I help you?
Lose nothing. I burned the shit out of that wagon after it blew up.
We lost the wagon to fire and a monster attack. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello, my name is Arabella. I am.
You need a haircut, you know that, right?
Thank God, someone with some manners when we meet people, and they accuse me of being rude.
We
I-
accuse you of being a socially awkward minotaur. There's a difference, Lassie.
We are currently taking a look at some of the ruins, and we
We are traveling, is what she's saying, and we are enjoying the sights as we are on a quest. I just look back at you and just shake my head.
Do you have a place that I can bathe? I'm disgusting.
I'm sure
wonder
I
if you
can
have a
get
town
you
and a
to
shop.
lick you clean.
I just like how everybody is kind of just a little ticked off, and then it's just these confused human that's just
You
like
know, you're
adventurers.
Sasnak.
Oh
I
no,
can
they're
get-
watching you with a great deal of suspicion right now.
You know, Jay. I'm
This one's a
sure-
mercenary.
Because it's all
You two
conflicting
are hired
stories right now.
with me, and this one's supposed to be our guide.
He waves.
Alright, look.
So
I
the
need a
guide
bath.
burns the
I've
wagon.
lost half of my armor
He
due to acid due to some giant creature. The little man on the feral child decided to set things on fire because
I was
he
saving your
panicked.
old ass.
She got caught
Needless
in the
to say,
fire.
we're starting to second guess our choice for a guide.
I need a bath.
Well, he's
And some
He's got to
clothes
try.
that fit.
We're on a quest, mercenaries, adventurers, doing a job for an individual that's paying us to do so. The guide that we picked up along the way is supposed to help us and get benefits on his own, has hindered our travel means, and
Look,
yes,
that
we
was
would
an
like a place to
accident, you
rest
big grunty
and
bastard.
resupply.
I
Is that
didn't
okay?
mean to burn the cart down originally. I did it after the horses died.
You may want to put him somewhere that's not flammable.
I can think of quite a few places where he might be able to put that pyromatic tendencies to use. The question is whether
Mine?
he'd survive it or not. I honestly don't know on that one.
Oh, good. So
Look,
we're
I'm
not
no
pointing
hero,
weapons at
laddie.
each other anymore
I'm
for
just
the
here
most
to
part.
get the spells, alright? I'm no hero.
So, is there a town
Oh, I didn't
or
say
a
anything about you
shop,
being a hero. I didn't say that at
supplies
all.
for my friend here? Maybe a
Well,
place
why
where
would
ladies
I
can
let
wash up?
You lot anywhere near town when you already admit to one being a pyro, one being a wild child who doesn't understand people or
She
things.
stays outside if that helps.
One's a
She's
minotaur.
Wild bird.
I'm not a minotaur.
not really.
Well,
Not-
yes, I am. But
It just kind of gives you the look and says, "Oh, really?
She's not really a minotaur.
No.
Oh, really?"
You know, Naya, this would be a good time to put
Naya,
your normal face on.
Would you please?
fine. And I will shift down to a winged elf.
Alright? Not really a minotaur.
Elves
Now I
and
look
their
like a
tricks.
doll.
As
We're
he
not
just
really
looks at that and he just kind of sighs. Elves and their tricks.
We're not really sure she's
Shouldn't
an elf
be
either.
too surprised. But it's not elf, it's fae, which is just even worse. And if you are fae, definitely not letting you in town.
Not as far as we know.
I mean,
As
she
for
does turn into
you-
a will-o-wisp.
Gnome, if you burn with magic, with normal means, anything in town that is against the rules, you will be arrested.
I only burned it
And
because
you will
we
be
didn't
thrown
have
in the
use
valley.
for it. Thrown in the valley? What the hell is the valley?
Oh, it's just the place you were wanting to go. Except we'll throw you in there on your own.
I do apologize for his actions. Like I said, if he becomes difficult, you may handle him however you see fit.
Thus far, arresting them and using them to help explore the valley seems to be the best and most useful means of criminals.
Well, it's where he wanted to go, so I mean, I can't really complain. It
Exactly.
would be up to them.
So, I don't see a
Anyway,
problem.
can we
Although he
now
will be
proceed
divested
to
of most of his
town,
weapons
please?
and magical equipment.
That would be a wrong idea, laddie.
Nate,
You'd be a criminal, so you wouldn't have a legal say.
Can,
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
apologize. What is your name, please? And can you stop
Can
disrespecting
I
the
get
individuals I'm traveling with? Can we get
I'm
straight
merely giving
into it?
warnings. You violate the
get some
laws and the rules,
Can I
then
get
there
some
will be consequences.
markers of these people and how they're
Can
set
we
up?
get the rules then so we can follow them and keep Sheena away from them? Which she's
Certainly.
going to stay outside town anyway because she doesn't like going into towns for the most part. My compatriots Jay and Arabella, as I mentioned, just want to rest for a moment after the recent arson and monster
Acid.
attack. I myself am quite well behaved most of the time, especially in a more appropriate form.
Most of the time.
I think I watched you eat someone once, didn't I?
It was well deserved.
Are you talking about that time I killed Nate myself or something else?
Yes.
You weren't there to watch that, so I know you're lying.
While all this is going on, there is a small monotone groan coming from Arabella. Just a steady sound of.
Sweetie, I'm trying to get you to town so you can clean up and we can see about that hair. If you want to kick the gnome once or twice, feel free.
I'm not going to
good.
put
They're
them
lined up nice and sweet. This makes my life a whole lot
Do
easier.
not.
I do
No.
apologize for my
He
group's
looks- he
antics.
looks-
Oh.
Great at the asshole who starts talking about taking his shit as his
So,
eyes start to like.
as for
Please
Judge us
who I am,
individually and appropriate to the laws, but I'd ask that you notify us of said laws first.
I will most certainly do so. Upon arrival, you will indeed be informed. There are several rules in effect simply because we've had a rash of a bunch of rather, well, rash, uncultured, and rude people showing up, doing whatever they please and think they can get away with it. So we've had to be much more forceful with the rules than normal. And it seems the dwarving contingent is of the same agreement. They actually lost patience before we did. So, yes, we will indeed inform you of the rules. As for who I am Sergeant Devirian. And these are my men. We're on patrol, we saw the smokes, we came to investigate. There have been many problems of late, and more than a few bandits have showed up in the area to, well, take whatever they can get their hands on. More than a few travelers have had problems.
You know, Naya, if we take them out, we can take their horses.
No. Please.
So, what are the laws exactly, and what actions do we not need to take that's appropriate?
Most of the normal things. Behave yourself as far as magic goes. No starting fights, no killing, no robbing, no stealing. No murder, no arson, as he looks at Rumple.
I have more than just fire spells. His eyes are now really like sparking with electricity, and his hands are starting to like tingle a little bit.
So, the normal rules and regs you expect from this kingdom. But
we
the
don't
one
know
thing,
what kingdom we're in there, laddie.
That's
I'm
actually
sure
the
we
first
could
smart
figure-
thing you said
I'm
lately.
sure we can
Where
figure
are
that
we?
out off your corpse, though.
Does he ever
Step 5
stop
feet
sounding
over.
stupid?
it's just one of those of like, they're all looking at Rumple, and the semi-relaxed posture they were taking before is now gone.
As I stated, you may judge each of us individually based on our actions and intent.
As for where
Jay
you are, you're in
slowly moves
Talos.
over near Naya.
As for you, if you take action against us in a lethal manner, we will respond with the
You're the
exact
one talking
same
about
manner.
taking away our gear, laddie. I'm
If
just
you commit a
protecting our
crime,
people.
you will be judged as criminals.
You're talking about taking us in as criminals. He
Feel
kind of
If
free
you
to
lied.
commit
lead
a
the way to
crime,
town.
I
I'd be happy
will.
to come along.
Now, are you going to commit a crime?
Are you gonna try to take
No.
our shite, laddie?
Ready
Are you
come
going to
with
commit
me?
a crime?
No.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
You know they're gonna take and throw you in a jail cell
I'll
as soon as
proceed
we
up
send-
15 feet walking. I'm
They're
ready to head
watching
to
you
town. I'll
carefully,
follow
but they're also focused on Rumple.
They're
Those
about
aren't
to
moving.
throw all of you in a jail cell. You know that, right?
No. They're going to tell me the laws and they're going to take us to town so
I
these
think
two
you're
can
giving
rest
them
up.
a wee bit more grease than you should, lassie.
I've had no hostility from them.
Because Gina just follows up with on all fours, despite Rumble's rumble.
That's right. Get me a little closer. I can get this off a little easier.
So, sir, where are we and where shall we be headed to?
You're in the kingdom of Talos. Which, out of character for the rest of you, that is the actual name for the human kingdoms.
Oh.
Which, yes, you do know this. Nobody's ever asked specifically, so the DM has not stated this.
But Gina wouldn't know this because,
Oh,
wild child.
expected.
Rumple's grinning really, really wickedly as his hands sparkle a little bit.
I apologize for not taking a more human appearance. Knew we were outside the Elven lands, but
The border is over a week and a half away.
I am aware.
The
of that.
closest
We have
border is actually to the west, a day and a half.
We could have 6 new horses. I don't gotta frag the horses. I could just shock each and every one of them.
Rumple!
Where
That's
to?
enough.
From the sound of it, sir, you're planning on committing a crime, are you?
Yeah,
I refuse to have anything to do with what he's about to do.
If he does do something, then we will act upon it.
Cosmic
If
question. Wait,
he
out of
does
character, Cosmic,
something.
what is Rumple's alignment again?
Chaotic evil.
No, lawful evil.
There you go.
I was thinking
Lawful. You're not
neutral.
you're not acting the lawful
Lawful
part out.
to who?
Exactly. You're not
Thanks.
acting
At the
lawful.
moment, lawful to no one.
Maybe he's got some gnome or home kingdom rules that he's
Yeah,
following.
so at the moment, it's kind of hard to focus.
These people have already talked about throwing all of us in jail. He's lawful to his friend. He sees all of you as friends, and he's not going to let these people throw us in jail.
They're only going to throw us in. They're only going to take our stuff and throw us down into the valley where we want to go anyway, if we commit any crimes, because that is the
No,
punishment.
that's
for
not what
criminals.
they said.
Yes, that's
He
what they've said
backpedaled.
repeatedly.
Yeah, that's what
He
they said.
backpedaled it. He said it originally. How about we just throw you criminals in the valley?
But that's if they determine us to be criminals, and so far we aren't. And they're almost willing to let us go to town, as long as we don't commit any crimes such as arson and other stuff. So they probably won't let us go around town without an armed escort, but for Jay, that's pretty much the same as when she was in the Elven town.
Yeah.
They may have her check her swords at the door, but I'm sure she's fine to do that as long as she can get some decent clothes, a rest, and then leave the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, if they turn on us and throw us in jail, then they're going to have one hell of a fight. But right
But then
now,
we're going to be in the middle of the goddamn city.
well,
Rumple's not willing to take that risk. Because he can't fight his way. He knows he can fight his way out of this one.
well, the whole city's not going to turn on us because pedestrians, valleys, roads.
Bless you.
There's escape routes. There's walls to climb. There's houses to bear ourselves into. I mean,
It's a fight that
Naya can dig a
it's not like
tunnel
we're walking
out.
right into basically, hey, let's take you back to our base camp with the rest of our other friends. Oh, that sounds like that won't end poorly. We're going into a civilized town. It's a human kingdom. Naya has no problem with that. Laws? Okay, what's the laws? Oh, this king. Okay, yeah. So it's basically human law. Okay, yeah. I can behave myself. Sheena will stay outside, so no problems there. Girls just want to get a room at the inn. Okay, buy some clothes. Okay, then we leave next day. Awesome. That's Naya's thought process. Like, okay, town, wonderful. We need a town. Considering we totally chunked the wagon and horses, and many of you probably don't want to walk for 8 to 12 hours without becoming exhausted and having to make con checks. Naya
Oh,
carried.
I was about to say, I have a decent con.
Yeah, but every
It's not a
hour
Fortitude
after,
save, it's a
the check
con
goes
check.
up. It's not a
10
save, it's a
starts at
check.
10, then it goes 11, con check, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And that's just if you have a 18 con, that's a 4 plus your dice roll. You miss that 10, you're fatigued. You miss the next one, you're exhausted.
All right then, never mind.
Yeah, it gets ugly quick.
Yeah, forced marches are not pretty.
to be fair, he hasn't dismounted yet, so It's not like you can cast right now, anyway.
But that's
Yeah.
out of character. That's her thought process. Just like, look, we're gonna go with these people. We're not arguing. We're going to a town. That's Naya's approach.
Rumpel.
And thus far, they're not paying any other attention to the party except Rumpel, who's actively looks like he's fixing to use magic against them.
Who boop?
Oh, it was the bot.
Oh.
The bot's
Oh.
gone.
The GIF is for Arabella right now.
Considering your pay is not very much, yeah, that's correct.
I mean, if Rob will give a good reason as for us not to go to the town to get J clothes, possibly better armor, and possibly get horses for those that want it, then we can just say we're going to be on our way, and we'll just walk outside their borders and just keep going to the valley.
Telling you, they're gonna throw us in jail as soon as we get there, but that's on you, Lassie.
I've done nothing to commit a crime in a human town, recently or in the past. So I have no worries. These are not marauders or raiders, these are soldiers. Militia, most likely. I'm sorry if I offend.
Lassie.
If you have anything
Everybody has a
constructive,
price.
gentlemen, are you working for some evil lord who plans
they're
on
not
stripping
gonna
us from
tell
our
you.
items and abusing us
You
for
are
his
so
own greed?
naive, Lassie.
No.
You're so wise.
What? Oh,
Do
wait,
you?
I don't have enough knowledge to basically know if the lord you serve that well, since I don't spend enough time in the human kingdom. Jay, do you know a lot about local customs and lords?
I might. I'm not entirely sure where in the kingdoms we are.
Within the human realm of Talos, what town is the closest that you may or may not be taking us to imprison or let us purchase goods within your fair city? And what mayor or lord holds power?
Out of character, let me check my notes.
Trying to
Because
ease Rumpel?
somebody asked the name of a town they were going to. First time this has happened.
I'm sorry, I have a decent wisdom and intelligence, and I'm
That you've never used before.
Oh.
It's only been called the question because Rumpel's like, you can't trust these people. Well, fine. What's the name of the town? Who's the lord? If you can't trust him, maybe you know him. Maybe he's the sheriff of Nottingham. I don't know.
Literally, because of y'all's actions, there are only names for 4 locations.
Speaking of the sheriff, he's a wonderful man.
Oh, I already posted the picture of our sheriff of Nottingham. Did I?
No.
A long while back, I think.
Oh, he's hilarious. He has crazy eyes, quite literally.
Actually, I might know some answers here. Ha 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 ha.
The sheriff of Nottingham. Butterscotch. He's so good
We're
at
at it.
being
Throw one of those in.
bad.
Okay.
I look like an angel or like a porcelain doll with wings.
I look like Thor's about to drop out of the sky on their domes if they make the wrong move.
And I look like I'm insane.
And Gina's just curious about these creatures. Humans? Technically, she is one, but then she's so.
He leans down and whispers in Sheena's ear, "If I jump off of you, you kill."
They tell you the name of the town is Stadt des Nebels.
I'm sorry.
I'm
bless you.
mispronouncing the last word, and I apologize for that. One
It's
moment. Let me just
German,
make sure.
isn't it?
Stadt des Nebels.
Germanic.
Everything Germanic
Nebels?
nowadays.
I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Stadt des Nebels.
Gesundheit.
What the hell kind of a check would it? That be geography?
It would be geography or local. You can
I made
apply
all
either
3.
one. Local
I
will
made
apply if you've been in
all
the area before. Geography will be to place it. Oh, if y'all have Dwarven. I'm kind of using German for Dwarven the closest I can get because to me it fits.
Don't have dwarven.
I
Um,
think I do actually. Nope. Yes, I do.
so
So I
if
did.
you know Dwarven, you know that translates from Dwarven to Town of Mist.
So what do I know on my checks there, Adam?
Alright, so I'm going to go off geography rolls first, and then we'll get to some of the others. Geography. Jay and Rumple, y'all know this town is located in the southwestern section of Talos. It is week and a half north of the border of the Elven Kingdom, which, hey, you just did that trek. By the way, Kingdom of and then it is also located next to the border with the Dwarven Kingdom. For let me see. Knowledge local. Now you know, Rumple, now you know why that name of that town sounds so damned familiar. That's the town you were going to.
Aha! I did my job.
Because the Valley of Mist that the
That's
town
where the
is
tower
named
is.
after that resides on a hilltop above the valley. And the valley was perpetually shrouded in mist. Hence how it got the name Valley of Mist.
Rumple immediately
The
his
town of
meter changes
the
and goes,
mist, the town of
"Oh,
Mist.
that's where we are. Ah, this makes things
For
a
those
lot
of you, Rumple, your history check, you note that the valley was always been shrouded in mist. When the town was made, it was named as that. Because occasionally, especially on the full moon, the mist would overflow from the valley and obscure parts of the town.
Well, that makes things a whole lot easier then.
Although, the strange part is, from the rumors you were hearing, the mist was receding.
Rumple hops off and pats Sheena in like a down motion. And he kind of looks at these guys and goes, "Oh, this just makes things a whole lot easier then, doesn't it, laddies?"
Gina
Does
just
it?
looks at her. Gina looks at him when he gets off and tries to do the down motion. She looks like, what am I supposed to do?
Stay there, say don't move. You see, laddies, there's a tower in that wee little valley that you're talking about. Had you said the name in the first place, I would have told you why we're here, laddies.
There is no tower in the valley.
That's where you're wrong. There's a big old ruin down there.
Ruins, yes, but no tower.
Oh, well,
The
my
ruins are
sources told me it was the
underground.
tower. Well, then my sources had that wee bit wrong, but
If
as
you're
far as I
operating off
know,
rumors, that would be why.
well, regardless, we're here to put an end to whatever darkness is flowing out of that wee little ruin in your valley.
Oh, the darkness has receded. It's better than it was.
I'm not
Which
talking
is
about
why
the
there are
mist,
now
laddie.
more treasure
We're talking
hunters.
about the evil that's coming out of there.
That's what I'm saying. About a year ago, it changed. And the
Am I
mist
under
has
arrest?
receded, and things have gotten better. But because
Except
the mist
for
has
all your
receded,
Except for
Okay.
all the people who've gone down to
going.
your ruin and not come back.
because they've been able to see it without the mist occasionally, so they wish to explore into it. Nobody
And
knew
yet-
the ruin was there originally, so
And
nobody
yet they
went in there.
haven't come back from the ruin.
That was a problem with the mist in the first place. We've told people, we've warned them. They just say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm strong enough." And then they don't come
Yeah.
back. Or they
Excuse me.
do, but
Means no harm. Bye.
with only a few left.
Yeah, we'll take care of your problem for you. That's no problem.
If
Hey,
you
Naya,
do,
keep up. Hold up. He jumps back on Sheena and, like, gallop. Come on, let's go.
She just start following them.
if you do,
Thank-
it will be much appreciated.
Thank
you
you for the
don't,
conversation. Have a good day.
then no mess.
I'm literally walking with Naya as we just kind of go past them, like, fuck you guys.
And they let you go because you're not going to do anything to them. They're not going to do anything to you. Look at that. Y'all had a discussion with people and didn't start a fight.
Sure.
It was a close thing.
Close, but no cigar.
Nope,
And
no cigar for Rumple.
Yes, I don't think he wanted that cigar. It's one of those Looney Tunes dynamite cigars.
I don't know. I could have chain lightninged all of them once.
And then they all charge and skewer you.
I'm a small target. They're not all gonna get their horses in on me at once. I duck and hooves.
Reach.
Reach speaks volumes.
Yeah.
You've never watched The Hobbit. Watch those guys duck hooves.
Anyway.
Oh, no. It's not the hooves. It's the spears. You, sir, would be the jousting target.
Is everyone okay back there? Jay, are you doing fine?
So y'all head off. They let you go. They watch you leave for a few minutes. Then they ride off.
If you're cold, you can huddle under one of my wings.
I'm okay at the moment.
Arabella, you've been a little quiet. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You know, I like
There's-
it when you sound creepy
I
like
don't
that.
think that she's fine.
No, I think she's as messed up as the cat is that I left alive.
Surprised you left that alive when you said that.
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't
Creature's
you
not a
bring it
fault.
along with you then? That would have been a useful companion, laddie.
Because the second I bring it back to camp, a sword gets thrown in it, you zap it with a spell, Arabella lights it on fire, Sheena
What if
charges
you were
it,
leading it
it's
peacefully?
That's saying that she. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there right now.
and when I walk back to you guys as the giant creature that attacked you as its master, then you think the master's come back from the dead or had a brother and the cat's attacking you. Then you attack both me and it. Yeah, I can see that go well, Rumple, considering you lit a wagon and your teammates on fire. You
I
definitely
didn't need
wouldn't
to light
mistake
the
me for an
girls on
enemy.
fire. I lit the wagon on fire because it was already a loss.
But
You
if I
know-
came back with the cat as the monster, you wouldn't light that on fire.
You know what I
What
just
if you were leading-
realized? I think I probably need to get my backup character some fire resistance bullshit. Fucking asshole.
I've had fire
Actually,
resistance for
to
a
be
while.
fair, I placed it there because I thought it was 15 feet, not 10, not 20. I was trying not to frag you guys.
Dumbass.
Should have just
Love you,
lined in,
mate, but
basically consumed the
dumbass.
whole thing.
I was doing my best. I knew the horses would catch a little bit of it, but
A
Ironically,
little
you
bit. You turn
I-
them into charcoal.
ironically you
I
Yeah.
really wasn't trying to frag the two girls. That was actually
ironically though, you actually ended up playing true to your character. Cowardice to the end.
yeah, not
I-
not untrue.
That was the ironic part. That's the
Yeah.
irony of it all.
Trying to pick a fight with the guards was not a good idea, though.
Hmm. But I'll talk about this later.
So, how far are we away from Town M? Since we didn't bother asking and we don't have the map, since it's in a bag of holding and we're just walking past these guys, assuming that's the direction they came from, is the way to the town.
Is in fact only 4 hours away from town.
Huzzah! So, 8-hour walk, so shouldn't result in exhaustion for anyone, hopefully. As we're moving
No,
at a
what I
speed
mean
of
is it's a
30.
4-hour trek for as your current speed is now. If you were speed 30, it's... Oh, no, are you... No, you are speed 30, so you have 4 hours.
Huzzah! I won't need rest. Walk, walk.
By the time you get there, it is mid-afternoon. And the thing I will note for y'all, as you approach this town, it is a very busy town.
Okay.
From the looks of it, you can see a major road going from the west to the east.
Ooh, I'm gonna find my stroller.
There are a few. There's a small road heading to the north, to the northwest. You can see the land kind of drops off as you get closer to town, you noticed there's a valley there, and the northern half of the valley is obscured in mist.
So, the moment that we arrive in the town, she runs into an alley to perform a commune spell, just because it's been a while.
All right, pay that
Oh
XP
boy.
and do that magic thing.
Rumpel starts looking for anybody selling magical scrolls.
Well,
And
let me finish describing the town, and y'all will have an idea of what's available. And also, Lydia might change your mind on doing that.
Oh.
Ooh.
oh no.
Because it is a very lively, very bustling town. And after you get there and you start looking at the people, you figure out very quickly as to why the guards were on edge. You see, think if you took a bunch of adventurers and then crowded them all into a town.
Is this kind of like the tavern from Tangled, where they walk in there and there's all those ruffians?
Think the whole town.
Ah, even better.
Yeah. So you've got adventurers, wanderers. You see what looks like some groups of mercenaries.
Oh, joy. And we look like people who just got attacked and are beat up. And I look like eye candy.
boy.
Wonderful.
Yeah. You do definitely.
Good thing Gina's
And
outside
let's
of the
see-
town.
And there's a few groups you have to do double takes on because they look like freaking bandits.
Oh, this is gonna be wonderful.
And then
town.
it's just
Yeah,
like-
I just love this.
And then as you see that they're actually in a discussion with the guards, and then they wave off and they go away, and it's like, okay, maybe they're not bandits, but damn, did they look like it? The town is. It's hard to figure out what the original population of the town might be, but based on the fact of those with adventuring gear and those without, you're assuming it's all the civilian looking ones are mostly dwarves and humans. You of course have your occasional halflings and gnomes, but very
You got that.
few elves. Not just there's some, but very few. Handful of half elves. So Naya attracts a shit ton of attention. She can't go anywhere without half the people in the area staring at her.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so there's that. And then you also get the stereotype triggers. The cliche of like, hey girl, why don't you come hang out with us? It'll be more fun than hanging out with them.
Arabella is
As
very...
they look at disheveled, messed up clothes, midget. So you get a few of the stereotypes, but Naya being Naya will probably tell them off. Jay will probably put hands on swords and give them the hint of fucking
Rumpel
leave.
will slap asses and go, "There's a reason there with me, darling."
I swear
Arabella.
I will punch you to the other side of town.
Arabella is crossing her arms and kind of making herself smaller, which is very hard because of her height.
No, he
Wrong
slaps
first
all
step.
the asses. Like in like anime style, just bop, 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 bop. There's a reason there with me, laddie.
No, more like Tyrion.
Why, you're their servant?
Oh.
Once you've had this,
I will make sure there is more of a height gap than just a couple of inches if you keep
let's
it up.
put it this way. They might be the half man women, but they
You're
only call me the
disgusting.
half man from the waist up.
She will quite literally.
And what's from the
murmur,
waist down? Half chicken?
Oh, laddie. Wouldn't you like to know?
Not really. Though I'd be curious to how fast you can outrun things.
That's why I've got Sheena. I don't need that run. She'll eat
She,
it.
you do know that Sheena's not. You guys are.
Sheena's not there.
I never dismounted.
She stopped.
Yeah.
Sheena, it was stated Sheena wasn't going in town.
Yeah, she stops near the entrance and just backs up, goes into nearby
As far as
tree.
I know, we hadn't actually gone into the town yet. You said we were still looking at the town.
Oh yeah, well no, that's what I said. as y'all are there with the crowds, attracting
Nice.
attention.
Nice, just gonna proceed right in.
Yep, G2.
Yeah, but she's not. She's not.
That's why it's
entering
like,
now.
here's what the town is, here's what the crowds are like, here's what the situation's like, which would then be followed by, Arabella, are you sure you just want to go off in an alley and perform a spell that takes 10 minutes to cast
Wait till you get
In
to a
an
room,
alley.
sweetie.
in an alley?
Yep, no.
Good girl.
I mean, you can do it, and I'll roll chances and see if somebody messes with you, because I don't know what you're doing.
In
Last time
an
that
alley.
happened, someone got their gender changed.
Accurate.
But yeah,
Oh
Sheena
my
will.
gosh, I just realized what she could have done. She'll write a sign that says, "Please do not mess with me. I'm currently doing a commune spell. If you do mess with me, something bad will happen to you. And me at the same time. Please no."
I was going to say,
Yeah,
that
that's
works
gonna
fine,
help.
except for the barbarians who can't read. Or the
I am
drunks.
but half a man, worth double in my pants, laddie.
But yeah, when
But you're
you're
half
trying
the
to go into
size.
town, Rumble, you realize that your little mount stopped and starts backing away and going near a tree.
He would convince her to follow into town.
Dino
That's
Good
not
luck
going
with that
to work.
convincing.
Sheena says starts growling.
Trust me, lassie, we'll be fine. We gotta keep an eye on the girls, don't we?
Sheena just turns her head and just. Okay, where is that button? There's the intimidate.
I need a sense motive roll from Rumple. Let's see if Rumple can get the hint. Or if he's just dense as fuck.
Some wisdom. Good luck. Oh,
Oh, you definitely get the hint. Sheena ain't going in there. Sheena's like, I don't give a fuck. That look, that noise is the whole, I don't give a fuck. I ain't doing it.
Girls are on their own. They chose to go into that place.
I'll buy you food.
Bring food out here.
No, lad. You gotta take care of the girls.
I mean, out of character, I can tell you this, Kazu. There's a reason Sheena's not going in town. There's a legitimate mechanical reason as well as RP reason.
Hey, Rumple doesn't know that, though. And
I
he's gonna
know.
Keep trying.
I'm just telling the player. And you two will stay outside and argue for a while, which means your conversation with the ruffian won't actually happen.
Yeah, then Sheena says, little man wants Sheena bring little man in town.
We're going in, lassie.
Uh-oh.
Sheena stands up for once. And
Lassie, I don't think this is a great idea.
grapple check.
It is!
my
You are
God.
doing it! Oh, shit!
Oh my god.
I knew exactly what he was doing. Oh, fuck. I'm like, wait a
I'm
minute.
not even gonna roll because I have no strength. I'm not even gonna roll.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Flying gnome.
oh!
Oh!
Fumble.
You fumbled me, you bastard!
She goes to toss you into town, and her hand slips. And Sheena, I need you to roll me a d20.
Damn it. Were you about to punt the gnome?
That's the one
D20, not D10.
I can't believe you were gonna punt the gnome, you little bastard.
Okay. God damn it.
God damn it!
I gave
You all
it a 50.
joked about punting the gnome, but don't punt the gnome!
That's the only thing they're good for.
We've all made this joke! Don't punt the gnome!
The gnome's getting fumbled at the moment.
The gnome is getting fumbled. So Sheena, not used to standing and two-handed throwing things like this, you grab him, you lift him up, you toss him. Except you kind of did it the wrong way as he goes not very far, tumbles to the ground, and you realize, oh shit, I've got his pants.
No, he's not wearing
What
any undergarment.
pants?
Oh no, he said he didn't have any underwear. He never said he didn't have pants.
Well, hopefully they don't have a law against public indecency.
You're still not inside of town because that ended up with Rumple going, 5 feet, and then plop.
Take those back, ya wee beastie. Puts his pants
As
back
Sheena's
on
now
and
holding a pair
literally-
of stinky pants.
He literally looks at her and goes, "Fine, sleep out in the mud, ya wee beastie bastard."
Tina like it that way, and she just
Do you
finds
keep his
herself a nice
pants or do you
spot.
throw them at him?
She tosses them. He gives them back to him before she goes back to her spot and lays in a bush underneath a tree and just relaxes there.
Grumbles as he puts his pants back on and walks town looking for a magic shop.
Congratulations, you got pantsed. Because the options were ripping the pants, taking them off, or just, whoops, there he goes. Got in the middle, so I was like, okay, he's getting pantsed. But yes, you are now in a very busy town, and you're noticing that you see, like, all right, normal guards for a town, and you're looking around and you're like, and those aren't normal guards. Those are soldiers. Why are there soldiers backing up the guards? And you realize, oh, wait, look at what all's in town.
And he goes straight to the magic shop looking for scrolls.
Yep.
On your lonesome, even though you said you were going to keep an eye on us. You lying little man.
He's evil!
He's a
Okay,
lying little midget.
Oh, he was
He's
He's a
arguing.
politician.
To
He
be
was,
fair-
yes, he was.
Well, to be fair, he was arguing with a feral girl for a good time.
Yes. So congratulations, you are now in a busy town, and you have no idea where the girls are.
Well, that's what I said. He's going, fuck it, I can't see the girls, I'm going for magic.
So, is anybody going for an inn? Or you're just wandering around town looking at shops?
Arabella is going to an inn.
I'm following Jay and Arabella.
Clothing
Imagine they
shop
need to
first
buy
and then in.
clothes and get to an inn and take a shower.
Because I will tell y'all this. Player's handbook things are available. If it's magical, it may or may not be. Also, prices are not the same as what's listed in Player's Handbook.
Supply and demand.
I'm trying to
Because
find the
High
spell right
demand.
now.
supply and demand. There is a very high demand, and standard supply is not keeping up. And it's been this way for a while, so yes, prices have gone up. Not exponentially high, but it is definitely higher. Which includes rooms, food, clothing, items, gear, all of it.
Be right back.
So, Player's Handbook 1 and 2 are available?
Player's Handbook 1 for basic gear is available, yes.
What about magic? Can I find the spell I'm looking for? It's in PH.
Which is it? What spell level?
Channel Pyro Burst.
Fourth
That's above
level?
Third level.
4th level.
Fourth level?
Be unlikely.
Not in this town. If you'd have gotten here about 6 months prior, might have been available. But you find there's not even a third level spell available anywhere. And very few seconds.
What about people selling them for, like, black marketing them?
There you go, on your
That
lonesome
would
and find
take
the black
some
market.
rolls to try to find.
I'm willing
Let's-
to make them.
Standard shops ain't got it. As for that,
Knowing you.
roll me a gather information.
You know, I think you're
And
the
a s-
best.
And a hide check. I was going to say
Okay, pay
stealth,
the
but that's not going
cost.
to do it.
Money spent.
You would make me do a gather information. It's the one thing I don't have.
That's actually something I do have.
Oh,
So, s-
Yeah.
well, it makes sense for what you are. So yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. I take that back. Not surprising.
I can knowledge pretty much everything, but gathering information is not.
well, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find stuff in the black market. Town
Trying
you
to
know
find the
very
black
little about.
market in a questionable town.
So, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Oh my god, this reminds me of Eric's character going alone and walking downtown screaming that he wanted to find magic items in a thieves' town. Oh, I'm so surprised his character never got his throat slit.
Because he couldn't find anything. He was so inept, nobody cared.
I'm back.
So, in Rumpel's case, after an hour of asking around and 1 gold being spent, you are unable to find any information or any trace of any black market in this town. If there is one, it's so well hidden, you can't find it.
You'd think in a town that's this heavy in adventurers, there would be an open trade on people selling wares above market price.
He never said there wasn't one, just that you couldn't find it.
Can't find it.
Yes.
It would be very easy in a town this packed full of people.
Except for
find
what
one.
your role was, sir.
He's not going to stop. He would continue to look.
I understand that. I'm just saying, that was your role. That's what you figure out with this check.
So I could make another check an hour later.
Yes, you spend an hour and 1 gold, and that's the results you have.
You can keep spending money, keep greasing palms, keep talking to people, keep drawing attention till eventually you find what you want for better or worse.
Correct.
As long as it exists.
There is the option
it was
of,
the
if you
Minecraft
get
thing.
too nosy, you might end up with them finding you.
That also works in Rumpel's case.
It also works in my case.
Yeah.
He wants to spend his money to buy this spell. He wants to find this spell. There's likely going to be someone trying to sell it at a higher market value.
Yeah. And I also need a hide check to go with it. Unless
If
you're
anyone
going to be
has.
blatantly obvious about everything.
Player's Handbook 1 is readily available.
I'm assuming because it's black market, you're trying to not attract attention from like the
He's-
guards, the soldiers.
Right. He's asking this the obviously adventuring type people, not the guards and the fucking town crier, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's why I'm having you do the hide check. That's one's a measure of can you get the information. The other is the measure of how well can you do this to prevent other people from noticing you.
Hopefully good.
I have bonuses to fucking hide because of my size.
Yeah,
So that's easy. Gather information's a charisma check, and he doesn't have a whole lot of that.
correct.
Hmm.
So, as knowledgeable as you are, the black market seems to elude you. You get hints that there might be something,
He'll keep looking.
but nobody's willing to tell you anything. Now, I did need another D4 from you.
Oh.
Because that
Hang
will
on,
denote time and money.
Oh, look at that.
So that's after an hour and another gold. You get clues that there is such a thing.
Well, then he
Or at
keeps
least
looking.
there might be. But
High check's
nobody's
a little
willing
lower,
to
but I'll
tell
take
you
that
shit.
gather information check.
Yeah, that was the first check. I need another D4. Alright.
And what about this end? Does that work for you, Jay? Arabella?
Pardon?
What?
Will this inn be appropriate? It seems of adequate size. We should ask inside if they have rooms available.
Yes. Why don't we start here?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
It's
assuming
like-
that's another 2 gold.
Most of these are
Yes,
humans
that's
and
gonna be 2
dwarves,
gold.
where I speak in Elven, maybe a little bit safe. So I'll continue doing so.
So, let me cover them real quick, and then I'll get back to you.
Cool.
Alright. For the girls, you're going to an inn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You find out that room space is very limited. There is a shit ton of people in town. People going in, people coming out, lots of people staying rooms. Nobody's really willing to camp in the valley or on the edges of it.
Okay.
Those who camp in the valley at night seem to have problems, and while the town itself is safe, there are sometimes problems on the outer edges, outside of town.
It's not like we've.
particularly,
3.
but only on the sides of the town closest to the valley itself.
I feel shameful to say this. I turn to him, look wide-eyed. You're gonna have 3 women not have a place to stay with all this danger?
No, my lady, you're
Wow! And
misunderstanding.
I'm the evil character.
Yes, you are the evil asshole, but
So
bad
this
Naya.
is.
But he's like, no, 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 you're misunderstanding me, ladies.
We
I'm
just
not
need
saying we
one
don't
little
have
room.
rooms. I'm just saying they're limited. At the moment, I don't have 3 individual rooms available. I do
We
have
just
That's
need
one that's
one
big
for the
enough that will fit
3.
all of you in,
that will
with a
be
little bit of room to
perfectly
spare.
fine.
As long as I can have a bath.
That can be arranged as well, yes. Although, unfortunately, there will be a surcharge for it. But yes, if you want a full bath, yes.
She slaps down
Just
5
wait.
gold and goes, "Is this a good start?"
How much did you put down?
5
gold.
gold.
She wants a bath.
You could just turn to her in morning. You could just wait till in the morning. Both of us can create water. You just would
I
need
want
the tub.
a bath.
Fine.
All right, one moment.
And I'm sure
Because
that
the
she
play,
does
because
too.
the DM had not entirely finished calculating how much everything was going to cost, and you're like 5 gold. I'm like,
Starting 5
hold,
gold.
hold,
She's
hold on.
starting at 5 gold.
I know that's why I'm like, hold on. Let me tell you how much, and then you can know what you're getting with your 5 gold.
And Kazu, are you insinuating that women's wilds, feminine wilds,
Oh,
is
yes.
evil?
Oh yes, the way you're using them, manipulation.
Hey,
Love it. Hey,
I'm back.
as the evil character, I approve of these actions.
Michael.
I approve of these.
Considering I'm pretty sure that Ophelia was smaller chested than Jay is, there's some inevitabilities going on here.
See, Arabella is a very, very fully figured woman. Very tall too for an
Fully
elf.
figured.
Yes, not
So she is
Her-
not flat.
no. She is not a flat-chested woman.
So
And-
big compared
Well.
to what elves normally are.
Hell no. Rumple
Yeah.
likes you a little
Naya
bit
is
more
simply
now.
just an exotic elf right now of exceptional beauty and very thin and tiny.
You put the
Can't
5
help it,
gold on
we
the
can ask
table,
you
and he
much.
says, and he just kind of picks it up, sets it aside, and is like, here's your room key. You're good for the night. A bath will be drawn and available for you, and food will be brought up.
I give him a proper
would be
elven thank you.
Fabulous.
Arabella gives him a bow and then rushes up to the room to perform the commune spell.
You better not lock the door.
I'm not gonna lock the door yet.
I just motion for Jay next, and then I follow behind her.
She sighs.
Just
And
tuck
then,
my legs in. Hopefully there's enough room.
Yeah, goes to deal with bath.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have both good news and bad news for Rumple. You found
Good news.
it. And you found it. Or let me rephrase that. You found it. And it found you.
And they found me.
Yes. As towards the end of the 2 hours after you paid the last guy off, you turn around after talking to the last guy in a secluded corner and you realize you're fucking surrounded. And you don't remember hearing shit.
Oh, you made too
And
much
the contact didn't give you any clues either.
He got himself a free gold, whatever.
You asking too many questions, boy. Why do you want to know?
I want my spell, damn it!
Because they noticed you on your first attempt. But it's like, alright, he's so inept at this, we don't really care. Then you kept asking questions, getting more specific, finding some of the more correct people. So they started getting
Damien?
more suspicious and started watching you a little bit more and a little bit more. And finally, you figured it out. And so they're like, All right, it's time for a chat.
Damien, run! Run, Damien! Run!
Yeah, this is almost what happened to Damien on Thursday, but not weapons ready.
Run, Damien!
As what you see as you turn around is two humans, a dwarf, and a halfling. The halfling is looking at you and smiling, and he goes, "So I hear you're looking for us, laddie. What is it you seek, and why should we sell you a damn thing?"
You don't got to sell me nothing. I just want to see if you've got a particular spell.
And why
Seems
should we even say if we do or we don't? What's in it for us?
a wee bit of coin.
If it's only a wee bit, then it's probably not worth our while.
Well,
And I'm
I've
going
got
to have to
I've got
ask you to
more than a wee bit, but it's more than a. Let's put it this way: that spell is worth every penny I've got.
Oh, is it? And just how much would that be? And just what is it you seek?
Well, how
Because
about
for
you
the
tell
right
me?
price, I can find most anything.
He
but
grins wickedly.
It has a price.
He
And the harder
grins
to
wickedly,
find,
and he starts to describe
the
the
higher
spell
the price.
from what he's understood of the spell. He's a wizard. He doesn't actually know the spell. He knows what it's called. He knows kind of what it does, but he needs to actually read how it works. And so he kind of starts describing it, and he's like, "I need the book or a scroll that has the way of doing this spell, so I can transcribe it and learn it."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As you're describing it to him, he's like, mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So, here's what you're going to do. You're going to find an inn. You're going to stay there. And then you will get a visit later on. That visitor will then inform you of options.
Can I
And
make
then we will
one wee
proceed from
change?
there.
Can I make one wee change?
Oh, you can add to your order.
No. That's not what I'm. What I was going to say is, I left my friend outside the city gates, and I don't want her to spend the night alone. And I'm pretty sure all the inns are going to be full anyway. So
Oh,
I could just go
depending on where this individual of yours is staying, she
outside
might
the
not
front gate.
survive the night.
Outside the front gate on the west side.
The west side? Ooh, not the best choice.
Well, then I'll make sure we move our asses around to the east side then.
Better choice. Because
Can you meet
those
me
who
outside
reside,
in my
if
tent?
you reside outside of town on the northwest side, or give or take a little to the north or to the west, you might not live through the night.
Well, then
Things
I need
prowl
to
at night and people
I have
disappear or end
definitely
up
need to
dead.
go find her then.
So perhaps you should.
And
And
you'll meet me in my tent then?
wherever it is you stay, we will find you.
Wonderful. Sounds good
Oh,
to me, lad. I'll see you later tonight.
and I would recommend not trying what you just did again. You were rather inept.
I found what I'm looking for. I don't need to try it.
Wise choice.
He immediately starts booking towards where Sheena is and goes, "We need to go around the other side of the other side."
I'm gonna do some. Throughout the whole day, I'm gonna do some survival checks.
No,
Oh, this was
it's
4
only
hours
been a
after
couple-
Rumple left
it's
you.
Oh,
Only been a few hours.
okay,
It's
so 1
been
hour.
4 for Rumple.
Right,
Okay, for
a
4
few.
hours. You see,
Yeah.
you see Sheena finishing up a large fish, just leaving nothing but the bone.
Hey, we
There's
need to move.
no large body of water nearby.
Okay, then what did she? What could she be hunting around here then? A rabbit or something?
Um, that's the strange thing. Where you're at, as you go hunting around looking for food, you start noticing things are weird. A lot of it's almost like there's a boundary where things don't go closer. You see a rabbit hopping around, and then it gets to a certain point and it just stops, turns 90 degrees, and goes a different direction.
That's odd.
I mean, it got to a point that it was just like the whole bunny's just lazily hopping around, then Buddy's like, nope, and then starts hopping a different direction. What you notice is none of the wildlife seems to want to go anywhere near the rim of the valley. And as you're prowling around, The northwest side, there's nothing. There's insects, occasional bird who swoops in, snags an insect, and then leaves. But you don't see any rabbits. You don't see any of the rest. Something's not right. On the west side, to a certain extent,
Suspicious.
it's fine, but also to a certain extent, it's just as weird.
Well, that's not suspicious at all.
And then you start finding traces of blood. Old blood. Like, oh, here's a spot where it looks like somebody died. Oh, and then you look around and it's like, not one person died there, about three. And you start ranging around. Then you actually find a body. His head's been ripped off.
Oh.
The reason you know that is because there is no head.
Head, bodies, knees and toes, knees and toes.
And his equipment is gone as well.
Sheena smells the body, probably been out here for a few days now. Or
That's
even
the
longer.
weird
Oh,
part.
I lost my nose.
You didn't smell it. The smell for the body is all wrong. Which is probably why, even though it's been here for several hours, not a single creature has touched the body. You know, you would expect like a predator or something to take bites out of it and such like that. It's untouched, except for the head missing.
Yeah, this is some. This seems like some weird CIS scene shit.
And something about it just gives you a kind of creepy feeling.
She backs up and goes back to her little area after lounging around. Rumpo comes in.
So, congratulations. This town is not all that it seems.
We need to move. Last thing.
Something happened, little man.
Well, from what I gather, sleeping on any side of the town facing that valley, probably not wise.
Oh, that's what happened to that guy.
More than likely. Second option is we should probably go inside the walls. It seems that even outside, on the other side of town, probably not safe.
Sheena just growls and groans. Sheena don't want to sleep inside.
I understand
Inside's
that.
so weird.
I understand that, Lassie. But maybe just inside the gates, and we can still sleep in a tent.
Only inside wall. Okay.
Aye.
She just follows Rumpo into the town.
And we set up tents literally, like, just to the left of the gate, just down enough to be not in the road. Like, off to the
Jeez.
side.
Look, it's the vagabonds.
Yeah, and you notice you're not the only ones who've done this. Although none of the rest of them are as close to the gate as you are. They seem to be giving the gate a fair berth.
She instead of going into the tent, she just basically lays next to tent, not actually going inside tent.
Yeah, because tent is sized for Rumple.
Yep.
It's a small size tent. Sheena no
Yep.
fit.
But he sets up a little campfire, and away they go.
Yeah. As for Jay, Naya, and Arabella is doing a spell. Jay and Naya, are you going shopping?
Well,
Clothes.
she's taking a bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bath.
The bath
I'm
is
just-
delivered. They bring up a. I'm forgetting the correct words, but bathing pan. It's
Tub.
a tub, but it's not an ornate tub. But yeah, it's a tub. And then they bring up water and they fill it and they tell you, let them know when they're done, when you're done, and they leave.
Okay. She strips of the ill-fitting clothes and sticks a couple of toes in to make sure
Knees
she's
and
not gonna
toes, knees and
burn
toes.
a couple layers of flesh off first, and then she climbs in.
I mean, it's not heated, but it's not cold. It's kind of room temperature. I mean, they had to bring it up in buckets, so it's not really hot anymore.
That's what I meant to ask. I'm sorry, Michael. I am very confused when I type.
No problem.
Getting typey with it.
Oh, this even if it's not hot, this is amazing.
Good, bad,
She
will do you
stretches and there's
wonders.
like very audible cracking.
God damn it! All these pins don't have any ink.
I
Then
wait
don't
the day
keep
they'll
them.
Those 3 questions come to mind, however many questions you want to ask in regards to those queries.
I'm waiting. I'm
that
waiting
you'll
for the.
ask.
I'm waiting for the day where the girls decide to give Sheena a bath.
Oh God.
So, that would be my interest, Arabella. Question for the two of you. How long are we going to rest and recover and shop before setting out? I know it depends on what information you get and if
This town is
you need additional
strange.
questions. I agree completely.
Question for you, Adam.
I
Hmm.
didn't care for the
Are we
looks
gonna
I
do
got.
too much more other than?
Tonight's the rest of the night will probably be just some more role play, shopping,
Okay. Um.
Because
unless
honestly,
somebody does
I
something
gotta
crazy.
open, so
Yeah, I was gonna
sleep
say
needs to
it's
come soon.
10:30 and I've got to open in the morning.
About our
I
locations.
would like a little bit more than 4 hours.
That's fair. If y'all want to call it, we can. For
Uh,
Arabella's questions, if you wish to, I'll stick around for a little bit and we can get those covered.
I
All
gotta
right.
put sheets on my bed anyway.
All
The
right.
only
Much
thing I need to know
navigation to
about
the
Adam
ruins, the
is
location, dangers ahead of us, and then, of course, the third one about the person.
People are strange.
Yes.
the only thing I'll know, Adam, is does the guy bring me the spell so I can mark it in my spell book?
That's we'll get to that next session.
You
Okay.
still have to buy the material components and spend the time sketching it to your. Yeah.
So we will resume with y'all's adventures in the town of Mist next week.
Okie
The
dokie.
mysterious town.
Night, y'all.
Get bathroom role
Night,
play.
Kazu.
Same.
Oh yeah, points. Don't forget your player point.
Yes, don't forget to submit your points, and then we'll cover. Then I'll get with
Start
Arabella and maybe
Arabella
any other
or
small
Jay.
questions.